Hello, everyone. Hello, I am Trooper SJP, and this is the Academic Foxhole. The name game. Come on, everybody. I said, now let's play a game. I bet you I can make a rhyme out of anybody's name. The first letter of the name, I treat it like it wasn't there. And then a B or an F or an M will appear. And then I say bo at a B, then I say the name, then banana, fan, or info. And then I say the name again with an F, very plain, then a fee, fi, and a mo. And then I say the name again with an M this time, and there isn't any name that I can rhyme. Krellin, 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 Bobellin, Banana, Fana, Fofelin, Fee, Fi, Momelon. Krellin. Thank you. And Krellin says the name game, because there was an important moment that we got here together and we wanted to say hello with the name game. Thank you so much for the sub, for the sub. Thank you so much for the sub, Krellin, for the sub, Krellin. It is very much appreciated. Atomica says, I caught the Scum and Villainy VOD and watched the rest. Poor Teddy and his injured G suppository. It is so true. Poor Teddy. Somebody has mentioned that they think that Teddy is the actual protagonist of that game, and it might be true. It might be true. Everyone else is just a tagonist. Well, I think Teddy is the actual protagonist. Hi, hello, Ice Bunny, Barontor, Atomica, Krellin, Anarch Dovey, Amba. Wait, I want to say this right. Hello, Trooper. You just said that to me. I want to say this right. It's Ambara Garwain. Ambara Garwain. Ambara Garwain. Ambara Garwain. I don't know if I've got the rhythm of the word right or the rhythm of it right, but I'm going with Ambara Garwain. And oh, good, I got it. Yes. And indeed, I am drinking for my beverage today Jarritos, which is the Mexican soda, and this one is one of my favorite flavors, lime, because it is delicious. And I went and got a burrito today right before stream. I was like, I should probably eat breakfast, and so I went and I got a burrito, and then I ate it. And while I got the burrito, I got these Jarritos. Hey, Javai. Really, I was the first person? Yes, I'm so excited. Well, the thing about the Jarritos, which is really exciting, is that this uses actual sugar rather than corn syrup, and most of the American stuff uses corn syrup, and this doesn't. It actually uses actual sugar, so it's pretty exciting. You get the taste of actual cane sugar rather than corn syrup, which is nice. So, there's something I wanted to tell you. It's really important, and it's very serious, what I wanted to tell you. Oh yeah, Mexican Coke is also really good because it also uses cane sugar rather than corn syrup. Sugar is sugar, sugar. Atomica says, it's Trooper, he's actually having any sort of nutrition rather than starving himself. Let him have it. Okay, wait. So this is what I want to tell you. Are you ready? Are you ready? It's very serious. I mean, it's very serious. It's serious what I'm about to tell you. So I said to you all that I rushed out and got a burrito right before stream. And Ambara Garwain knows exactly where this story is going. They know. So what happened was, I didn't actually go out to get a burrito. I got a burrito while I was out. But what I was really doing, was getting donuts. So I was like, I've been wanting donuts for too long now, and I've kept not being able to get donuts. And I was like, you know what? It is 5. So it was a little before 5. It's like a half hour to walk down to that donut shop. I'm going to walk down to that donut shop. It'll take a half hour. I'll get those donuts. I'll just walk fast, and then it'll take me a little bit less time. I'll walk really fast, get some donuts, walk back, and then I will stream. And as I'm power walking to get the donuts, I'm like, I should probably I have not eaten yet today. I should probably get something that is not donuts. So I got a burrito in addition to the donuts. It's been like 2 or 3 weeks, right? And but I want to show you the donut. I realize that might be against TOS because donuts are so sexy, but I'm going to show you this donut anyway. Anarch says, I finished GK recently. The last scene is awesome when Detective Mosley saves Grace from Dr. John and Wolfgang Ritter, and the Wolfgang Ritter theme kicks in and the blood running and the hell yeah, Mosley fuck about cut away. Oh. Ambara Garwain says, so I bounced the donuts idea off a coworker and they love the idea because it's a great idea. There should be donuts. It would be the best. What kind of burrito? It was a carnitas burrito because this particular, I tend to like chicken burritos, but this particular place, I don't like their chicken. So I got their carnitas, which was delicious. And so it was really good. So are you ready? Are you ready? This here is the donut. So this donut, this one here, is a cherry donut of some sort. And I have never had a cherry donut, so I'm very excited to have something new. And I brought it here because at some point in time, I'm going to eat it on stream and we're going to enjoy this deliciousness together. And I'll tell you if I like it. So Levi's like, be careful. Right, because Twitch banning folks recently for violations of TOS that make no sense. I should be careful because who knows? That eating that donut might be too much. What makes a burrito and not a taco? Ambara Gawain. No, let's not do. What makes a burrito and not a taco is social convention. There is no rhyme, no reason to it. It's just the way society defines things, and that's what it is. That's it. Tomic says, by the way, Trooper, a player of mine found something stupid and I sent it to you in PM because I need to see your reaction. Oh. No, this should be a half note. Oh, no, it is a whole note, isn't it? Because it doesn't have a... Yeah, this is a whole note donut. It is. It's a whole note donut. So that's just like a bah, like that. It's really good. Yeah, Krella's correct. I should be okay because I'm a man and I'm allowed to, like, I don't know, eat sexy donuts on stream without being banned. But right, you're right. There's no stem, so it is a whole donut. But it is all words. That's the thing. Because here's the thing. Once you start with that question, what makes a burrito and not a taco? Now, Krellin's like, because tacos are open and burritos are wrapped. But then the question becomes, what's the difference between a burrito and a wrap? Because they're both things wrapped in a tortilla. So what's the difference? And then the question becomes, oh, well, but then egg rolls are wrapped, so what's the difference between, well, then why is an egg roll not a burrito? Oh, but then again, then they sort of bring up something else like wontons are wrapped, so like why isn't a wonton a burrito? And then we'll never end with it, It'll just always be just more and more examples of wrapped things when, these are just like, come on. Like deep fried corn dogs. Why is a corn dog not a burrito? Duh. Right? You know what I mean? Like we're just gonna, we can't do it. Because we all, like when somebody says, hey, I want a burrito. If I give them a corn dog, they'd be mad at me. And we know that. We know that. Burrito has cheese melted on, but Europe makes bad Mexican food. Burritos do not necessarily have cheese melted on them. What are you talking about? Everything is a sandwich. Google says tacos are smaller than burritos. All those wrapped things are burritos. Burritos can be burritos. Corn dogs aren't wrapped, they're dipped. Imagine how confusing things would be if we called all those things burritos. This is all I'm saying. Wait, well, you can do it, PH. It's true. My shirt does say that you can do it. That's true. Ambara Garwin says, please give someone a corn dog when they ask for a burrito. It'd be hilarious. Thank you. I love my Rosie shirt. I love it so much. I think it's great. It makes me super happy on the inside, but also the outside. Also, Baron Tor, I also want a corn dog. And to answer your earlier question, oh yes, I did get more than one donut. I figured if I'm going to go walk like a half hour to get a donut, I should probably get more than one donut. But I got too many. I got 10. I should have only gotten 6, but I got 10. But that's okay because I feel like I can probably eat the donuts over the course of the next few days, right? Like I can have this donut and like I feel like it'll just take me a couple days, but then I'll eat those donuts. Umbara Garwain. Okay, hold on. Did you just make an exciting pun about being riveting? 10 points. 10 points. I don't know what the scale's out of, but you get 10 points for that one because that is delicious. Magic, hello. Magic, you probably should eat food. And maybe, Magic, you should eat a donut. Because they're delicious. Yeah. Well, Krellin, I suppose they will be stale donuts, but maybe I can microwave them to make them less stale, maybe? I'll just have to eat the cake donuts first, and then, like, I think you can maybe microwave, like a little 10-second microwave to maybe make them less stale. Ooh. I love sour cream on my burritos. Atomica. That would be a good wholesome comedy sketch, making someone try to order burrito, continue to refine their definition of burrito until the server brings them the correct thing. Wait, there's no Rosie O'Donnell the Riveter picture. Magic says stale donuts are the best. You can freeze donuts. This is why Barontor is important, because Barontor has got all the cooking tips that I need to have in my life. That's all that I'm saying. No, I'm gonna eat this donut. I'm not gonna eat it this moment because we're not ready yet. Like we're not there. Like the moment hasn't happened. I have to wait for the moment. We're not at the moment yet. Paladin, also, hey PH, how are you? Freeze donuts in 30 seconds so in the microwave to unfreeze. Barontor, that is what I'm gonna do. But I won't do that until tomorrow because I wanna see what my donut eating habits are like. We have a giveaway today. It is Red Faction Guerrilla Remastered. So it's an open world sci-fi game. It's going to be our giveaway for today. And Nightbot, because Nightbot is a stalker, is probably going to give it to Krellin first. And then we'll give it to someone else unless Krellin really wants that one. But I also feel like what Nightbot will do is that if somewhere in there, if Krellin actually says that he really wants it, Nightbot will note it and then not give it to him. Because Nightbot is a weird tsundere troll, is what we have. Actually, I think the way egg rolls are cooked after being wrapped, it makes them not burritos. So like chimichangas are deep fried burritos, but they're called chimichangas and not burritos. So like, all these things. Is the giveaway a donut? I wish I could just like, if I had if I had a little teleportation device, like a transporter, like in Star Trek, that was only like so big, there'd be like donuts being transported all over the world. Truth. That's all. Magic needs actual food first before things like donuts. That's fair. That's why I had a burrito. If you fry a burrito, it becomes a taquito. So egg roll. No. If you deep fry a burrito, it becomes a chimichanga. Taquitos are somehow different even. Like it's also very, like it's also, could also be a chalupa. Like, I'm just saying, all of this is ridiculous. It's all ridiculous. Sirtsean now wants a chimichanga because they're also delicious. I really like it when the bumbling character turns out to be really badass in the end. Mostly really showed his true colors in the final act, improved his resourcefulness. Anarch Dovey, I feel like, why would you want to eat a chinchilla? Taquitos are corn tortillas versions of flautas too, right? See, this is what I mean. So then all of a sudden, if you use, like if it's a corn tortilla, then it's a taquito, but if it's a flour tortilla, then it's a flauta. But, and then, can I bring up something that it just gives me a little bit of consternation? Just a little bit of consternation. Maybe the difference between a chimichanga and a taquito is corn versus flour. I think it also might be size. It's all food. It's all good. Words are weird and also made up, and I'm hungry now. Anarch Devy's never had... Anarch Devy, we need to bring you to a place where you can get some good Mexican food. That's all I'm saying. So here's the thing. So there's this burrito place not far from me, which was not the one that I went to, by the way. And you can order quesadillas from them. But their quesadillas are really burritos. And it distresses me. because like what? Okay, that's the best line from Infinity War. That's a made up word. All words are made up. That is true. So wait, right? So here's the thing, right? So in my mind, I know what a quesadilla is, right? So a quesadilla is a flour tortilla with cheese in it and maybe something else if you're going to be kind of a little wild, fold in half so it's sort of flat, and then you put it on like a grill or a press, whatever you want, until all the cheese melts. Then you sort of cut it in thirds, and then you eat it like this, right? And you're like, oh, I'm eating my quesadilla, right? I know what a quesadilla is in my mind. But then, or like, but the thing is, burritos are round, they're sort of cylindrical, and you can make a tortilla sandwich. That's true. You could. I know what a quesadilla. Okay, I probably do need to add that quote. That's actually probably fair, Levi. But like burritos have a different shape than a quesadilla. They don't have the same shape, right? And this one place, when you order a quesadilla, they just make a burrito and then put the burrito on a grill or a panini press. And I'm like, that's just a burrito that you grill. That's not a quesadilla. And they call it a quesadilla, but they wrap it completely like a burrito, and it's the same shape as a burrito, and it's got the same stuff in it as a burrito. Like, it's just a burrito that they put on a grill. And it just sort of, because sometimes I just want a quesadilla, but they don't really give you quesadillas. They give you burritos. And I mean, I do enjoy a grilled burrito. That's very nice. But it's like sometimes I actually want a quesadilla. That's all. Are empanadas Mexican calzones? These are questions. If I make a burrito and then reshape it afterwards, when does it stop being a burrito? Levi says that's a disingenuous quesadilla, which I felt like it was. And Baron Tor says tamales are better anyway. And the thing is, it's really funny because a lot of food is also about, like, sometimes food. Oh, no, they're Mexican pierogies, or maybe pierogies are British pasties. That's what they pronounce them, right? So America makes bad Mexican food too. I think it's actually different. Because we have a lot of actual Mexican people in the United States. So I'm just saying that there are parts of the country where you can get Mexican food made by Mexican people. And when I was in Germany, that was not what I was getting. Nor when I was in Italy was that what I was getting. I was getting something else, and it was not that. That's all I'm saying. Atomica wants pierogies, and pierogies are so delicious. And Bar Garwin says, well, there's an instant where it is both a burrito and not a burrito at the same time because it's philosophical. Paladin Hulk says, now I want to watch a video about the influence of colonization on South American food. Oh, that'd be so interesting. Yeah, that's true. America makes mostly New Mexican or Tex-Mex food. That is also true. It's the Northerners. They don't understand proper food. Mwah, mwah. Barantor says, my rule is if the folks in the kitchen aren't speaking Espanol, I'm probably getting Tex-Mex. It's possible. That's true. That's a later Hosen Mexican food. So I wanted to tell you something because I love you all so much. And I'm so, oh, yeah, I know what we're thinking about. Sirtsayan says it only collapses into burrito or non-burrito state once observed. Oh, I was going to do a thing. I was going to add quote because it was brought up. Right, I have to add that quote. I know what food is not defined before preparation is completed. Ooh, see, that's so interesting. So there was a Origami Shuriken, hello, says there was a Chipotle next door to my old work, and most of the staff was Asian. Anarctive says, personally, I would love to visit New Orleans, thanks to GK, and it seems like an awesome place to visit. You know, I was actually thinking about, there was this burrito place that I went to in Northern California, and the people working there were Chinese, and it was Mexican food, and the music was country music. And it was like just super awesome. Like it was lovely. Dang, I didn't prepare this apple at all. I guess it's not an apple, but undefined food. I still want to see the evil GM glee in your eyes, Trooper. I see you, Atomica. Atomica has shared me something. So Atomica has sent me a creature. It is a giant shark bowl ooze, which is a giant shark with a huge fish bowl. So a giant shark within a huge fishbowl circles a myriad of shells, a small castle, and a treasure chest. But I think it's also a giant ooze. So yes, it's a huge ooze is what this is, with an armor class 6, 172 hit points. And let me see what we have here. The shark on dry land may not be very threatening, but a shark that shares its life force with a massive ooze is a different beast. It draws in its prey with the promise of treasure. It has an endless appetite. Two monsters share a symbiotic attachment and would be doomed without one another. The shark and ooze both gain sustenance from living tissue. The ooze gathers as the shark swims in the ooze, consuming it all. The magic within the giant shark bowl requires great energy to maintain, keeping the creature constantly hungry. It's of unknown origin. A paranoid lich concocted this creature as an improvement on other oozes built to guard phylacteries. The lich reasoned that the illusion of a reward hidden inside the transparent ooze might sway possible thieves away from its true phylactery, especially if such a treasure had a guard, the shark. And the shark in the shark bowl does not require sleep. You know, D&D is so weird. D&D is so weird. Magic says, Triple M, seem a bit spoiled. When I am, where I am, we have a high demographic of Hispanic people, specifically Mexican. So like actual Hispanic food, especially in elementary school when we bring in food. So good. So the apple was prepared when it was picked. See, this is what I mean, these debates. But Levi notes the real treasure was the friends we made along the way. Ambar Garwin asks, what about a shark within a tornado? I feel like somebody's going to start making Sharknadoes as a D&D monster. That's all. That's what I'm thinking. Dr. Evil became a lich. He wanted a freaking cube with a freaking shark in it. That's what he wanted. He was Dr. Evil. But actually, Ambar Garwin notes that the real treasure is the XP that we gathered along the way. I did appreciate that very much. Oh my goodness. So, there's that's not what I wanted. Levi says that they're positive there is a Sharknado stat block already, and I think that's probably true. So I was thinking about D&D again the other day, or earlier today, or recently. Earlier today, when I should have been doing something else. And I was thinking about character creation and party setup. Specifically, someone's like, let's play D&D. And I was like, all right. And I was like, well, what's the setup? And they're like, you're playing first level D&D characters. And I was like, do I even have time to do this? That was one of the things I was thinking of. But then I was thinking, well, okay, first level D&D characters, but can I get more context? Like, what's the deal? Setting up for a party requires snacks, beverages, napkins, maybe, good tunes, seating. Yes. Yeah. That's all like snacks, beverages, napkins, maybe, good tunes, seating. Yeah, actually, I think that's all you need for a party. I can't think of anything else besides those things. I feel like maybe I'm missing something, but that is like everything I need for a party. Like big parties or really small parties, it doesn't matter. Some tunes, minimum, right? Some tunes, some beverages, some snacks, seating. Mm-hmm. But the entertainment might be each other. Krellin says, I dropped out of the D&D game I was in because it was pitched as a let's play this module. So I was expecting a module experience, but at least moderate railroading. But the rest of the group derailed things after session 1 and said, we want to go off book. Oh, come on. Krellin, I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you, Krellin. I just feel like we're supposed, like, there is a social contract, right? There's a social contract. And the social contract is, if I say, hey players, do you want to do an open world sandbox game where the players drive the narrative? And then you as players say, yes, that is exactly what we want. And then when we start, you're like, where's the module? I'll be sad. Vice versa, if I say, hey, do you want to run through this module? Like, let's be nostalgic and let's play, you know, I don't know, the Tomb of Elemental Evil. And then you all say, yes, we all want to play the Tomb of Elemental Evil. And I say, great. And then I say, the game starts. You're standing in front of the gate of the Tomb of Elemental Evil. And then you all say, we're going to walk around and, like, set up a lemonade stand in the next town over and never come into the Tomb of Elemental Evil. Like, that's not, that breaks the social contract. Look, if you don't want to do it, say so in the beginning. Come on. That's all. That's all that I'm saying. Temple. Thank you, Paladin. I was like, what's the word I'm looking for? It starts with a T. Temple. Temple. I've been so proud of my players. I'd given them a decent setup for what they were doing, and they have made such a good characters. Yeah, Atomica, that's the best. When like, you give a setup, they co-sign that setup, and then everybody does it, and then it's like, awesome. I love that. It was Horde of the Dragon Queen. Levi's like, but lemonade stands are badass. Time zones do suck, Ice Buddy. Ambar Garwan says, there's also a social contract that if we commit to starting a D&D campaign for regular sessions, it should be on the calendar for everyone, and they should strive to make each session. Ambar Garwan, you know, you said a thing in the chat with capital letters, and I'm having feelings. And my feelings are, yes. So I once was playing an RPG, and Javai says, you need to communicate if you want a Minecraft open world, a Skyrim open world, a more open decided narrative, strongly bound narrative. Yeah, like you just have to say what's going on. We have to have a conversation, right? And Bar Garwin says, some of this, I feel like hanging out with my other friends tonight. And Bar Garwin, why are you psychically connected to my mind, especially last minute? And I am... So here's the thing. Let's say Bar Garwin and I made plans to hang out. I said, hey, do you want to go and watch a movie? And you said, yes, let's do that. And I said, great. And then I show up at the movie theater and you don't show up. You leave me hanging. And then later I'm like, Bar Garwin, what happened? Are you okay? Did you get hit by a car? Were you kidnapped? What happened? You didn't show up for the thing that we organized together. And then you say, yeah, I just wanted to hang out with my other friends. That's rude. That's rude. Gaming is still a social, like, appointment. Like, that's rude. That's rude. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Say things ahead of time so that people can plan. Krellin says, I've been mildly obsessed with running a Dark Ages vampire game set in Constantinople recently. Ooh, that sounds interesting. I'm not sure if I want to set it before it was taken over by the Latin Empire or whether to deal with the ruin that was the Latin Empire instead. Both of those sound like really good ideas and sounds really fun for Dark Ages vampire. Atomica says, I fully agree that people should make schedule, but I also think in real life happens. No, this doesn't cover I don't feel like it tonight. I'm going to come back to that, but Crown is also on the topic, ask, did your D&D group abandon you to do something else and that's why you're here today? Oh, no. Yeah. Last mass game was canceled because two people had a family in the hospital. It happens, right? See, there's difference, right? As Anarch W says, there's being rude and there's life gets in the way, right? Like it's totally different. Like if somebody's like, oh, hey, I have a family emergency, like nobody has a problem with that. Do you know what I mean? Because if you don't show up to a thing that we've agreed to, I'm going to assume that probably something happened and I'm going to be worried about you. But if you just like blew me off, I'm not going to feel very good about that. And this is sort of why you make a schedule and you organize things in advance. And we always check, I'm like, hey, will people be okay? For like these are the things we've got for this month. Is everyone okay for it? And people are like, I can't do this one or I can do this one. People sort of check it out, like we communicate because we're doing a thing with each other. That's all. Origami Shuriken, who's awesome, by the way, says, one of my D&D groups recently dissolved for this very reason. One player no-showed several times, and we tried to talk to her about it. It did not go well. Ooh. And PH is just hoping this week happens. I hope it happens for you too, PH. There is also manic depression. But these are things that like people can talk about, you know? People can talk about these things and work it out. The Prince of Constantinople is a Toreador who calls herself Constantina and insists the emperor was named after her. Oh, that's cool. If they have a family emergency every week, though. Yeah, also let people know as soon as you discover you have a conflict. Because here's the thing, to be super honest, if I'm streaming, it's different. If I'm streaming, very often the show must go on. But the way I tend to do my games offline tend to, not always, right? Tend to be very, very character driven and interwoven into sort of like into the character. So very often if a player is going to cancel, we have to cancel the whole game. Sometimes it's doable. Sometimes you can get around it. Sometimes, like, depending on the game, if I'm doing things a bit more episodic, or there are certain sort of situations where you can find a good excuse to have the people out of there. But in quite a few of the games, if somebody's going to be missing, we just have to cancel the game, or else nothing's really going to happen. So it's just important to let everybody know ahead of time so we know if we have to cancel the game or not. But if you don't tell anybody that you're not going to be there, and we're all waiting for your character who's got the most important thing and all that business, and we don't want to do the game without you because it would sort of violate your character's autonomy, like, then we're just stuck here. Like, well, back in the day, that's when we'd start playing Vampire, the Eternal Struggle, the card game. We'd all bring our deck of cards, and if somebody didn't show up, which rarely happened because it was rude, we'd just play cards instead. Sertsayan says, I pretty much had that happen a couple weeks ago. They asked me about catching up. Decided to do a short hike. Set the day about a week out, but not the specific hike. Check in a couple days before. Nothing. Day of, nothing. Almost a week later, I get a "I'm so sorry" text, but no explanation. Basically cutting bait on that friendship. Yeah, like it's just like, and look, sometimes things happen. Like sometimes I can't do something because something shows up, and like, you know, everybody knows, like, we're all adults, right? Probably, but even if not, we all understand that things happen in life, and we make allowances for that. But the question is, hey, Volpez, is this a trooper I see before me? I want the rest of that line. But, you know, you want to be conscientious about it. You want to let people know what's going on. That's all. Atomic says, I'm running it off Discord in between time zones and live. I actually have it set up that people can come and go as needed. Oh, that's cool. She's mildly inspired by Julie Debon de Albigny. Nice. Hi, Volpez. Magic says, I like how we're salting about schedules, and I just had to work out schedule things with my sister and her friend for their haunted theater stuff. Oh, like life, Triple M, life is timing. That is exactly what life is. Life is that all the time. All the time. And that is, everything is timing. And that's both good and bad. PH says, yep, as a player, I as a player once had to kill an absent player's arch nemesis because that's where we left off. Awkward, right? Like, nobody wants that. Like, I don't want to, like, kill off your arch nemesis when you're not here, because that's, you know what I mean? Like, we built up to that. That's not what I want. I want to, you know what I mean? Like, we're doing a thing together. We're doing it together. Javai says, if you know in advance, let people know in advance. Like, don't wait until they ask where you are to let them know you can't make it, or the day after. And if it becomes a very regular thing, you might want to talk to the group about it and discuss how to handle it. Like having you be a character that is often gone for reasons in the narrative, or change the time or day of the game. Totally, Javai, because here's the thing, we can do that. Do you know what I mean? And like, if I, for example, like if I sort of get to a space where I know I'm going to miss a lot, I would probably say, hey, I'm going to miss game for the next 2 months. Can you write me out in some way? Then I can come back in later. But I've got this really serious thing. Like, that's way more polite than just leaving people hanging. Come on. That's all. If the other players are making plans around the D&D campaign, then it's the height of disrespect not to tell anyone or cancel flippantly. Yeah, I mean, I have, Krellin says, I'm pretty sure I'm a 40-year-old small child. Maybe. But that's the thing, like, I have made my vacation plans. I have arranged my vacation. I rarely have vacation, around gaming schedule. So it's like, well, I don't want to miss this one gaming day, so I'm going to make sure I don't fly out until, like, I have organized serious schedules around games, and then when those games fall through because people don't talk about what's up at the last minute, that makes me sad. It makes me sad. Levi says, I carry a sending stone around with me and I can talk to anyone I want with it. Pretty easy to let people know I can't be somewhere. Also, a teleportation stone would be good. Arnactivate says, I actually started watching New Orleans foods and they look so good. Ooh, there's some really delicious New Orleans foods. PH is going to sneak off to bed. Oh, wow. You've got to babysit for 10 hours? Good luck with that, PH. And I hope I'll see you around. Good night, sleep well, and we will see you later. Javai says, or if you have a shift schedule at work that changes every week, so you can't really plan around it, right? I mean, and this is the thing. Like, sometimes you're not in a space where you can do that. You know what I mean? And so, like, they're just you have to be conscientious of other people. My daughter's RPG club, they just have the characters disappear, reappear when back. Right. It's like, it depends on the game. Like, there's some games where that wouldn't really make sense. But for example, Night Witches was a game where it was totally easy for people to disappear and reappear. Like, that was actually not difficult at all because it takes place over such long time periods, and it's a military station where people are always sort of coming in and out. So, like, that one's easy peasy. There's certain campaigns where it's super easy to bring people in and bring people out. If there's magic, that's also helpful. Teleportation magic, that's helpful. So just depending, like, there are campaigns where that setup is made for that, and there are campaigns where it's less made for it. And if there were a person who were a player in a game that I really wanted in that game, and it was really important for me to be there, and I knew they had a very sort of erratic schedule, then I would plan a game that allowed for people to come in and come out without breaking immersion, right? But I would need to know that that is the situation we're in. Atomica says, like, say the bard has to leave mid-flight, they switch to support mode and basically just go on autopilot storyline-wise. They just aren't effective that fight outside of a few support actions. So the bard could buff and cast spells if they're very specifically useful, but everything else, they're basically in the background rolling twos. And see, this is the thing. That really works well when you're doing a game that centers around combat. But when you're playing a game that centers around interpersonal dynamics, where every person is really important in terms of having conversations with each other, then it doesn't work so well to put people on autopilot. That's all, you know? So, and since the missions themselves were fairly quick, yeah, right. In my Dark Heresy game, our newest player often has to be absent, so she's just Schrodinger's commissar. Right? Like, sometimes these happen. Volpes says, my tabletop group is starting a new run set up as just all one-shots, sitting as a guild out of a generic anime, so people can hop in whenever they show up. Yeah, and Embargoran says, imagine playing Good Society session without a player, right? That would be, like, there are just some games where it's just doesn't work well. There's some games where it's totally fine. And this is why I think communicating is so important, because, you know, as a GM, I can set up different kinds of games. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can set up, if I know that we have a thing where people cannot be consistent, I can be like, okay, let's do one-shots, or let's do kind of a Mission Impossible sort of game, or something that's really episodic, where we sort of finish the episode in 1 or 2 sessions, and then we can switch out people. Like, there are a lot of things that one can do, but we just have to know, right? Or I can run your generic D&D where personality doesn't matter as much, and people can be autopiloted because that's not as, like, we can do a lot of things. We just have to know. That's it. I just have to know. Because once you know, then you can plan for it. Baron says, ooh, I need to do more one-shots. I don't do a lot of one-shots, and a lot of my one-shots end up being 2-shots, but I think it's a really good skill to practice doing one-shots, especially trying to get it in. Running at Gen Con was really great because I had to get that adventure in 4 hours. That's what I had. I had 4 hours and I had to do it in 4. And it was great. Like, I mean, I thought that was really good practice for me. I really appreciated what it did for my GM skills to sort of be in that sort of, you have 4 hours contained for the entire adventure. Because when you're doing a stream, when you have multiple sessions, you know, you don't have to finish the whole thing in one session necessarily. You can move on to the next. So I find that the ability to sort of deal with different lengths of time has been very useful for my GMing skills, and I appreciate it. Magic Myth Mayhem says, I was sick one time on the day we had a game, but they were my bestest friends, so I trusted them with the control of my character for the session, and they contacted me when needed. Oh, see, that's nice. And now we have text, so you can. Atomica says, it's a pretty equal group, which helps that, but I do offer targeted quests that do have the expectation of today's session will center around you. If you choose to do this, so be here. And they've been super good about it. Yeah. Oh, Volpez! 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 Volpez, you just gave me bits, and you know what that means. Do you know what that means? So everybody's saying such really good things right now. That's, oh my goodness. Yeah, Jafai saying, assuming you have a large enough group with someone missing, it isn't hard to work around them being gone randomly from sessions. Right, but of course, if you have a party of only 4 players or only 3, missing somebody just changes that dynamic, like, completely. But as you were saying, Volpez, Airway and hey, the anime. Airway and hey, the anime. Eve at gale at way of way at way it wakes to ute at gale ang way. Airway and hey, the anime. E the ice skates are ani say. Old man the ADS and pray we are a woo to yeste anway ang rayo. E we every eat red lands way of wed brands lay ute day. And when we see the end or we'll clap the eye in the IA. We're in the money, we're in the money. We've got a lot of what it takes to get along. That was me singing We're in the Money as sung by Ginger Rogers in the film Gold Diggers of 1933 in Pig Latin. So exciting. So exciting. Thank you, Volpez, for the singing. I needed that. I was happy. Garwin says, also, if you have to duck out, please offer an option of what you want your character to be doing narratively. Obviously, if the GM allows your suggestion. Totally, right? Yes, thank you for the hype, Volpez. And it's true. Like, it's really true. I just, we can do it. We can work it out and be friendly. I got a game in the mail, which I can't show you. I got the Black Rose Wars, which I had kickstarted. It's a board game, not an RPG. And I just got it in the mail today, which I'm pretty excited about. So that's pretty cool. Volpez. No, now I want to sing it again. That's bad, isn't it? Airway. Nope, not going to sing it in. Nope. But I wanted to. But I'm not going to. That's the music from Out in the Woods. That's all. Ambar Garwin says, like my character just got wasted on the wine they bought last session. If you want, I can just say they slipped it off. Perfect, right? Yeah, Black Rose Wars. Why can't you? Does it violate TOS? No, it's just in the other room, and I'd have to go to the other room. I could show you, but it's in the other room. That's all. By my sorta, I meant my player who plays one. I'm getting possessive of them. That's fair. But then again, I don't know. Maybe showing games violates TOS. Maybe eating this cherry donut violates TOS. I understand Court of the Dead is shipping, finally speaking of board games. Sometimes these things... Oh, no! Krellin says, you can't show us because you're lazy. No. No. Krellin's like, eat it! All right, I will. I'm gonna eat this donut. Nobody report me for violations of TOS. You know what this tastes like? This is not jam filling. It's just a cake donut, and it tastes sort of like it's cherry. It tastes like it does taste like cherry, but it tastes more like you weren't gonna report me, but then it's those cookies. They're sort of like cookies with a cherry on them. They're kind of like butter cookies, maybe. They're like, those kind of plain cookies. You'd get them in I don't know, they're kind of old. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? You know those, like, they're kind of reported for eating cherry rings. Okay, wait. It's okay. I saw nipples on last night's Twitch play stream. One of them was for wearing a toga for reasons. That's fair. Yes, Krellin. Thank you, Krellin. Dutch butter cookies. Yes, Dutch butter cookies. Right. So those Dutch butter cookies, the one like, and they've got one that I think it's kind of like a swirl, it had a cherry on it. It tastes like that. That's what it tastes like. And bar garment tastes like old cookies. Thank you, Krellin. Krellin's too psychic sometimes, but I like that because it's useful. It tastes like those Dutch butter cookies with cherry. And it's good. Because it has that cherry taste. Oh. No, Sir saying. Not cough syrup cherry, which is not good. That's bad. Carlin says, I'd be jealous, but I ate a fresh cantaloupe from my father's garden today, and none of you did, so you have to be jealous instead. Oh, I'm jealous. A fresh cantaloupe? That's the thing about cantaloupe, in my opinion. A lot of cantaloupe is not good, right? You go and you get those like you go to something, they've got like the fruit salad, and the fruit salad is basically only cantaloupe and honeydew and maybe like a sad grape. And the cantaloupe and the honeydew, neither one of them are ripe because they were picked too early so they could be shipped across the universe. And they just don't taste very good. Do you know what I mean? But when you get a fresh cantaloupe, it is so delicious that I kind of can't handle it. That's all. Right, that's what I'm saying. I don't think I've ever had Pepto-Bismol, to be honest. Maybe one day I will. Yeah, fresh, yes, right? See, Ambaragarwan knows. Fresh cantaloupe is delicious and mediocre cantaloupe is gross. It's the same thing with honeydew. Fresh honeydew is so good, but like mediocre honeydew is not. Like, yeah, it's bad. Jer, thank you. Sometimes we would also call them Scandinavian cookies, right? Yeah. So those Scandinavian or Dutch butter cookies, Scandinavian cookies, those were really good. And they have one that's cherry and it tastes like this donut. And I am in full favor of them. So we're mediocre says what mediocre honeydew is basically celery. That is so harsh, but it is not untrue. Barantor says that watermelon is better than cantaloupe, and I would agree because I think that mediocre watermelon is better than mediocre cantaloupe or honeydew. Like when you look at those melons and you look at the mediocre version of them, I think mediocre watermelon beats all the other mediocre melons. So I feel like you have a wider range of good watermelon than you do of honeydew or cantaloupe. But is not. What? Wait. Aren't celery's actually good, but it's not a melon by any stretch. Hello, drummer boy. Wait. Oh yeah. We're gonna do the Pig Latin stream right after we finish Night in the Woods, which reminds me that we should probably play Night in the Woods, which we're gonna do. We're gonna start it. But remember, our giveaway is Red Faction Gorilla Remastered. But no matter what, then you have the watermelon taste. Some people are not liking watermelon. Playing games for losers. Are you a loser, Trooper? Are you a loser? Here's the thing. Krillin, I'm gonna play the game, but what does that even mean? Also, what is happening right now in this game? Reed Fraction Gorilla. Yes. What is happening? Oh, hey. Well, but I mean, I play games not like other people play games. I feel like, also, I clearly, playing games of burrito. Red Faction is actually fun. Big Shooty and Mars, Oh, see, I can't. So this is Night in the Woods. This is the dream we're in, apparently. So, okay, I have a question. So right now, here we are. Like, we're in the darkness. You can see it better than I can. Before I really dive into it, I'm just wondering, you can tell me, how do you think I compare in terms of efficiency and single-mindedness and like hardcoreness when it comes to playing video games as some of the other streamers? Like the Fortnite streamers. Like, I feel like if you compared my video game streams with the video game streams of the people with 18 million viewers, which I do not want, I feel like we play them differently. That's all. Like, I think we play them quite differently. So it looks like this dream is a black screen, but of course my main screen that I'm looking at, I cannot see a thing, or I barely can see a thing. So I think I actually have to look at it on OBS, because on OBS I can actually see it. So that's interesting. Fortnite, we're gonna go to the right. Nope. We'll go to the left. Fortnite is, oh hey, all right, something's happening. Fortnite is an abomination. Hey, all right. Trooper has his own category in howlongtobeat.com. Okay, drummer boy, I have to tell you something. It's really important, and it's your fault, because ooh, hey. We're seeing more things. This is very cool. And you brought it up, so now I have to tell you. I'm glad to know that I'm on a formula with the streamers that you like, so this makes me happy, because this is actually how I'm enjoying playing. Here's a little fun detail that you might want to know about me. I think about you all a lot. Ooh. The name game. Come on, everybody. I said, now let's play a game. I bet you I can make a rhyme out of anybody's name. The first letter of the name, I treat it like it wasn't there. And then a B or an F or an M will appear. And then I say bow at a B, then I say the name, then banana, fan, or info. And then I say the name again with an F, very plain, then a fee, fine, and a mo. And then I say the name again with an M this time, and there isn't any name that I can't rhyme. Salixin, Bobalixin, Banana, Fana, Fofalixin, FIFA, Momalixin. Salixin. And what is Trooper, this is the message. I come bearing dire news from 15 months in the past. Just sub for the first time. Sal, your time travel powers are amazing. And I love it. It's so good. I keep telling Twitch I don't watch Twitch for video games, and the fact that I watch Trooper proves that. I take that as a compliment, Krellin. I really do. This is all I'm saying. So, okay, wait. I know, Falixin, it's good. It's good. Thank you for the sub, Sal. It is much appreciated. So I have to tell you this thing that I do because I care about you all, but then it's also ridiculous. So this is the thing. Before I start a game, here with you, because I want to play with you all as a community, I'm like, oh, what game am I going to play next? I should ponder it. Now, right now, we're playing the 2018, Excellence in Narrative games, right? So for nominees, so that's pretty easy. It's just those games. But I often think to myself, Phalixin's Violet TOS, maybe that's probably true. So requirement 1 can be paused. No, but what I do is I go to howlongtobeat.com and I just check how long it takes to beat the game. And I'm like, is this like a 1 hour game? Is it a 3 hour game? Is it a 10-hour game? Like, how many hours is this game? Because I kind of want to get a sense of how long, you know, how many sessions it'll take me to sort of beat the game on stream with you all. Like, because like sometimes I want to vary it. Sometimes I want to do kind of a longer game. Sometimes I want to do a shorter game. Or if I'm doing a longer game here, I might want to do a shorter game on the PS4 and vice versa. And and I think that Drummer Boy is correct, that there is like the speedrun category, the average category, the completionist category, the trooper category, and I feel like if I had my account on how long to beat, it would be, I think I'd throw off all those averages. I think it'd be really bad. And it makes me laugh just to imagine that there would be like a special category for me. And it would be like see, I'm in my mind, multiple by 20, right? So imagine like, oh, this game, you can finish it in 2 hours. But if you're a completionist, it might take 5. If you're a trooper, it'll be 30 hours. That just makes me laugh so hardcore because it's super true and I love it. I'm feeling seen by that comment. Right, yeah, being far above average is a good thing, Drummer Boy. It totally is. I'm an outlier. I prove that statistics are difficult, right? Let's see what we have going on here. I don't know what we're doing or where we're going, but we're gonna jump. Hey, there's stuff happening. Trooper plays games like to eat dinner, rarely and slowly. I feel like I could be like one of the, like, people could do one-liners about me. Trooper plays video games like he eats his dinner, rarely and slowly. Like, and I would actually find that hilarious. It only took me 2 months to finish this puzzle. Ooh, and the box says it should take 10 to 6 years. Oh. Yeah, we're gonna mess up the curve, man. Nobody gets a good curve. Is it like maybe the Northern Lights? Okay, uh-oh. And origami is correct. It is more like 3 hours of chat to 1 hour of every game. That's true. But I am glad you're all here because I'm actually chatting with you. You know what I mean? Hello? What? Do you think this is? Can you talk? Yes. For some reason, you're the first thing here I thought to talk to. I know it's a big kitty. Are you God? No. Is this the ideal kitty of ancient philosophy? Yes, I think this is the platonic ideal of a cat. Sal says, I wonder if I should invite Trooper to play Borderlands on stream with me. Sal, it depends. Do you ever want to finish Borderlands? But here's the thing. I've got tenacity. Like, I finished Dragon Age Inquisition. It took over a year, but I finished it. I was there. Like, that's all. I'm saying I will finish it. I just, you know. That's all I'm saying. Hypnotic kitty back ripple. Oh yeah, that is a hypnotic kitty back ripple. Oh. So, seconds ago, little creatures are coming, and they are asking if I am God, and I'm asking what God is. And they are telling me, and I am not this God, and this God is nowhere. Well, you can't see God. We'll just say, well, that's where faith comes in, I guess? Little creatures are explaining faith, and moments ago is the beginning, and I am here then, and here now. And there is nowhere for God to be hiding. So, what am I doing here? Monstrous existence. No, I mean, what am I doing here? What are you? What are those other giant animals? Have I been seeing ghosts? They were like bits of the world. I think I was on a train, but it was like a town. It's all... I lost it. What happens? When anyone asks if you're a golden god, says Vulpes, you say yes. Baron Taurus asks, what happens if Trooper plays a game with no end? You know, Trooper, sorry, I thought you were me for a second. You know, Baron Taurus, there is there's a reason why I don't really play MMOs. I mean, I have played MMOs. I played WoW, I played EVE, I played Tale in the Desert, I played a couple, Elder Scrolls Online. I've played a bunch of them, but the problem is they don't end, and you could just play them forever. And that's not exciting to me because I would like to finish a game. That's all. That's all. The heat death of the universe. Hear then and hear meow. Drummer boy, drummer boy. Yeah, that's totally how a cat would react to God. Can we hug Plato's kitty? Maybe we can, I don't know. This is the song that never ends. It goes on and on, my friends. Trooper started singing it, not knowing what it was, and he'll going on singing it forever, you know, because, and actually that might actually be true. I kind of want to see Trooper's thoughts in a game like Rhyme or Journey. I do want to play them. I've heard really good things about them. So like I am excited about the concept of them. Okay, so a great beast is walking through the sands, and they are climbing into the air, and now they are making a tear, and now they are gone, and now you are here. We're gonna go with that one. See, here's the thing, tear or tear, right? Tear or tear. I'm gonna go with tear because it's making a, and I feel like you don't make a tear, but we're gonna go with tear, but it could have been either one. It's tricky with that word, tricky with the word. You read tear here rather than tear? Interesting. Because I was thinking it was like making a tear in the fabric of the universe in order to get in or get out is what I was thinking. I played Borderlands earlier today. I found a gun that shoots guns. As you hold down the trigger, guns come out. That is so weird. You definitely shed tears, you don't make them. We're going with a tear? With their hooves, right? You make a tear with hooves. They are making a tear. Little creatures are wandering through the air, and they are dragging in places and echoes of lives. And they are asking me about God. My head hurts. Hey, Sea Spider Mix, how are you? Woo! Welcome in. You make tears if you were drawing or carving them. That is true. Tear rhymes with air. We're talking to Godcat right now. I am going to tell you something, little creature. You are swimming further and further out to sea. And beyond are things blind and terrible. And I am showing you now. What? Wait, what? Okay, what? No. Oh. It's not a god cat. We already established this was Plato's kitty. That's probably true. That's probably true. It's Plato's kitty. If English scholars weren't complete arseholes, it'd be spelled tear because it rhymes with air, while the other would be spelled tear, which rhymes with ear. Yes, but English scholars often were complete arseholes, and have weird agendas and did weird spelling things because, stupid. Yeah. Atomica, you have 2 comments and a question. Give me those comments and that question. I'm ready. But the English scholars are complete arseholes. Yep, they literally decided to change how all the vowels are pronounced because, and I quote, fuck Europe. Yeah, and they're like, we're too... Oh, whatever. Yes. Ambara Garwin says, no, this is clearly the kittiest of all kitties. Therefore, must be Plato's kitty, rather than a Descartes cat. Oh God, oh God. They are blind, but they are seeing you. And you are coming to them. After this, you are not returning here. I am climbing into the air and closing the sky. Closing the sky? Yes. Okay. I will tell you a second thing. There is a hole at the center of everything. English mugs and other languages at night and fucking with pronunciation for no reason. It's true. Comment. I don't think any of us care about the convo to game ratio, which is good. We love being here and rambling about all sorts of random awesome topics, and then on top of that, we get the dessert of the game time, sprinkled with more conversation. I'll tell you what I tell every streamer I follow. I'm here for you, not the game. Yeah. I'm here to play the game with you, because you know what's so funny? I discovered when I was trying to play a video game on my own without you that I didn't like it as much. I'm sure I could play a video game without you, but I don't like it as much. Why? Why? So you can look at my butthole. That is such a cat thing to say. That is such a cat thing to say. Here's the thing. Drummer Boy says, oh, by the way, I recorded with a local artist yesterday, and the concept of music education and music history came up, and I told her all about you. She may contact you looking for book references because she was enthralled with all the stuff I just repeated from the stream. Awesome. I'm happy to get a DM or an email or whatnot. I'm happy to talk music stuff all the time. Comment 2, Fortnite is epic. It's literally a babysitter. Most kids and squeakers are all there in the evolving, ever-loving hell of every other decent game. Oh, yeah, it's nice, right? Oh, yeah, so it was really, okay, I'm gonna tell you, and really, because Trooper can't play video games off stream because it feels so empty with him. This is actually sort of true. I know that seems like I'm joking, but I'm kind of not. What does Steam say your time in Night in the Woods is? I can tell you in a moment. I'll tell you when we do the giveaway. So now I'm gonna tell you a thing, because I'm totally playing the game right now. And, this is just how I feel, don't judge, but I started up Pillars of Eternity, and I played maybe an hour of Pillars of Eternity, and I had to stop because I thought it felt like, okay, are you ready? It felt like I was cheating on you all. It felt like I started... And the same thing happened with XCOM. I played 1 hour of XCOM, and I had to stop because I felt like I was cheating on you all, and I felt like you'd really enjoy, watching me play XCOM and Pillars of Eternity, and I thought that I would really enjoy talking with you all about XCOM and Pillars of Eternity, and it wasn't the same without you, and I just it didn't feel right. It didn't feel right playing it without you. That's all. So... I just wanted you to know that I was not able to play XCOM without you, or Pillars of Eternity without you. And I do want to play those games, so I just have to wait till I can play them with you, clearly. Because, I miss you when you're not here. That's all. I know, you're a hussy. Embar Garmin is like, XCOM is so good. I really want to play it with you all. No, I only played for an hour, see, Spider. I didn't play it the whole, I stopped because I knew that you would be sad if we didn't do it with you. Trooper, it's okay. We're polygamorous. Oh, all right then. Bar Garwin's like, no, speak for yourself. Probably less like cheating and having more like having some solo time without your partner, if you know what I mean. Maybe I've contracted the streamer, but it just felt, I don't know, like I feel like if it were a game that maybe, I imagine there are probably some games I could play without you all, games that maybe are less interesting in terms of story and choices, but the minute they're like interesting choices and story things, I want to talk to you about it, and I want to know what you think, and I don't want to play without you. Like Levi's like, Trooper was afraid we'd walk in right in the middle of me playing the game solo. Isn't it still cheating if it's only for an hour? Says Embargo. No, it was more like I was just looking, Embargo. When I was just looking, it wasn't cheating yet. Do I have a guilty pleasure game? That's maybe I should probably, well, maybe I'll work it out. So Drummer Boy, I have to tell you something. This is a thing that's really important. I do not have guilty pleasures at all, because I don't think it's healthy to have guilty pleasures. If I like something, I'm not going to be ashamed of it, and I'm not going to be guilty about it. So and I'm not going to be afraid of you judging me, right? Like if I'm telling you, my favorite game is Barbie Horse Adventures, which actually it's not. I've never played Barbie Horse Adventures. I have no idea if it's good or not, but let's say Barbie Horse Adventures was my favorite game. I would not be ashamed to tell you. I would just tell you Barbie Horse Adventures is my favorite game, and I wouldn't even feel bad about it. So no guilt. I like the things that I like with full sincerity and with no shame and no guilt. Because as long as I'm not liking things that hurt people, I feel like there's no reason for me to be guilty about it. And if you're gonna judge me for liking Barbie Horse Adventures, which by the way, I've never played, then that's on you, not on me. That's not reason for me to feel guilty about anything. Yes. I used to play a whole lot more video games when I lived with my two brothers. Once they were not with me, I found that I couldn't play that much anymore. Get you like, thank you. Sal says, it's like he stopped midway through foreplay because he realized it was wrong. Right. And Anarch W says, guilty pleasures are fake. Just looking as a thank you, right? Thank you, Magic Myth. Like, I'm just gonna like be in the space. Krellin says, my guilty pleasure is judging wealthy people as being horrible for the horrible things they do and say. Krellin, I don't think you should feel guilty about that. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think you should feel guilty about that, Krellin. I think you should own it. That's all. But what if you're Catholic? Then I think everything is a guilty pleasure. Drummer Boy says, fair. I wonder if there's a better term for what that phrase has morphed into. That's a really good question. Sal, I do have a Jarritos, and you should be jealous because this is good. And lime is one of my favorites, although I should get their mango. But I also spend half my time on Twitter shouting, guilty, guilty, I'm guilty. But I wish that I could see that with like some like amazing, like maybe disco soundtrack, light, something really cool like that. Right, so I've never tried the mango, but I feel like I should try the Jarritos mango because I bet that would be really, really good. So the thing about guilty pleasure is, in my experience, a lot of times what guilty pleasure is that you're more afraid that people will judge you. You know what I mean? That you like this thing, but you're not supposed to like it because people are judgy about it. So you're like, oh, my guilty pleasure is that I like wanna because. But I was like, you know what? Be unapologetically you. Those are my thoughts. Ooh, the tamarind is very good. That is a very good one. Things I'm into that are not, yeah, see Spider, things that I'm into are not that popular. Or, flip side, things that I'm into that are super popular, but my friends are all hipsters and they would judge me for liking popular things, right? That's right. It's like one of those two, either things that are not popular or that are too popular. Also, what is life without a little bit of self-flagellation because of your pleasures? You probably would have better skin. Because I feel like self-flagellation's bad for your skin. What with like flagellation marks. No. I was just saying that I had played 1 hour and then I had to stop because I thought that I was cheating on you. It's Empire Garwin says, no, it's exfoliating. It's really good for your skin. This is how you exfoliate your back, clearly. things I'm into that are not stereotypical of me. See, Spider, I think that's really good. Things that I'm into that are not stereotypical of me, right? I think that is often what a guilty pleasure is. That's really good. That seems like the connotation more so than the literal guiltiness of the things you like. Yeah, I think that's true, because I think it's actually, because I think we often use words that are not really what they mean. And Magic says, see, I stopped caring about other people's thoughts early in middle school. But I want to see play Pirate. Is Pirate Gilmore in 1 or 2? Because I want to play them both. Sal says, I saw a sticker earlier today that had a Confederate flag with the words, "These fuckers lost," superimposed on it, and I want it, and I want to slap it on the cars around here with the Trump stickers. I love that, and now I also want it. I want it too. And Mbara Garwin's like, yeah, it lets out the ill humors, and that's true. Atomica says, I have this weird thing, if I will absolutely be honest about myself, 100%, but I generally never offer up any information without prodding, and that's not just guilty pleasures. Pillars 2. You know, it's interesting because I was just thinking about this. I am playing the video game. Just know that I am. It doesn't look like it. Well, actually, it looks like it, but I'm not. Yeah, I feel like other people's reactions to me are more their problem, not mine. Yeah, but the thing is, it hits you nonetheless, right? Like, there are a lot of things I just don't tell people. I mean, I will tell people a lot of things. I tell people a lot of things. This is true. But there are a lot of things I don't tell people just because, not because I'm ashamed of them or I feel guilty, but mostly because I think that most people just don't care. I think a lot of people don't really want to hear your stuff. Do you know what I mean? Hey, Neo, welcome in. Like when someone says, hey, how are you doing today? Like, I know they don't really want to know how I'm doing today, so I'm not going to tell them how I'm really doing today, because they don't really want to know. And I know this because if I do tell them how I'm really doing today, they look at me like I'm an alien. So there are a lot of things I just don't share unless I know the person really wants to know it. That's all. Emperor Lord Trump is Bay says, I want to know how you're really doing today. I will answer that in a second. Mbara Garwin says, I'm so bad at offering information unless already involved in a conversation or having a relationship with somebody I already know. Yeah, I mean, this happens, right? Atomic says, exactly, people don't care. If someone does, though, it opens me up and I don't show it up. Right? This is how it is. Like, you have to make sure that you are... that it's a place where people actually want to have that conversation. We tend to have a self-portrait. Stereotypes are a shorthand for that. So we know when something that doesn't fit our self-image, hence guilty pleasure. I think that's fair. So I like to know how people are doing. I would say that at this exact moment in time, being on stream with you all, I'm doing fine. My time hanging out with y'all is actually some of my favorite times. But in the back of my mind, I have got so much stuff I have to do in the next 6 days. It is a little overwhelming. And if I allow myself to think about it, which I'm not doing at the moment because I'm hanging out with you, then I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed and stressed. But that is not a thing I'm going to think about right now, because right now I'm hanging out with you all. Rissa, hey Rissa. Rissa is asking, how much game have I missed? Like 5 minutes. Krellin is exaggerating, although not really. Hello, Colonel RPG, welcome in. You've all missed, technically, 40 minutes of the game, but I think it's only been 5 minutes, really. That's all. Mbar Garwin says, how are you doing today? My go-to response is tired, or okay, or I'm alive, doing pretty well. Colonel, come on everybody. I said, now let's play a game. I bet you I can make a rhyme out of anybody's name. The first letter of the name, I treat it like it wasn't there. And then a B or an F or an M will appear. And then I say Bo at a B, then I say the name, then banana, fana, and foe. And then I say the name again with an F, very plain, then a fee, fi, and a mo. And then I say the name again with an M this time, and there isn't any name that I can't rhyme. Colonel, Bo, Bernal, banana, fana, fofernal, fee, fa, momonal. Colonel. All right, so thank you so much for the sub. But I feel like I need to try the more challenging version. You know? Thank you, Emperor. Come here for one moment. I can't move my chat, so I have to do this if I want to scroll back up and see what happened. I want to find out. Emperor Lord Bay says, I feel you, man. My wife has been out of town for a week, and I've been stuck with an 11-month-old. Ooh, Emperor Lord Trump is Bay. That is stressful. Like, I appreciate that. Like, I imagine, oh, for a week, that's a lot. Like, that is a lot. And and I appreciate the stress you're under, and I feel you, and I give you empathy. So love in return. Oh, I did, but also, Rissa, what you missed is that I have a donut. It is a cherry donut that I got from the donut place, and I am producing my own terms of service violations by eating this donut on stream. And it's so good. That's what you missed. Krellin says, yeah, 5 minutes is a gross exaggeration of how much you played. I was being polite. I did say that it tastes like old cookies, but really like those Dutch butter cookies with a cherry on it is what it tastes like. Yeah, I mean, I've never had a cherry donut either, Colonel RPG, so this is like a new thing for me. I'm very excited for it. It's really good. It tastes like a Dutch butter cookie, but like with a cherry on it. Oh, Monkey says hi. Hello, Monkey. Neo, my favorite donut is a maple bar. That's my favorite out of all the donuts. Love them. So right now we're speaking to the kitty that may be God, who's telling us some things that are quite disturbing. Like, for example, there are some creatures that are out there that are blind, but they can see us, and they're very horrible and terrible. And we are swimming out towards them, and that's really bad. It's not good. Well, there's a hole in space-time, and we went through it, and more people have, and this cat is not God, and not God horses made the tear. This is all what we've learned so far. Yeah, apparently I've reached the Cthulhu part of the game, or the Cat-Thulu part of the game. Oh! Yeah, see? Atomic's like, what are the betting odds that Trooper starts playing without switching screens? Well, I'd have to start playing first, but you know. But now, see, I'm here, right? I'm here. I didn't touch anything yet. May could be having a psychotic break. I don't know what's going on with May, but I'm very worried. Sea Spider says, I didn't saw the game and immediately assumed that we were getting Krellin a game, Steam giveaway. We're gonna give Krellin a Steam giveaway soon. I mean, we don't know. We don't know what's gonna happen. So, there is a hole at the center of everything, and it is always growing. Between the stars, I am seeing it. It is coming, and you are not escaping. And the universe is forgetting you. And the universe is being forgotten. And there is nothing to remember it. Not even the things beyond. And now there is only the whole. So, does anything mean anything? This is not a question worth answering. Could be having a psychotic break? That's right. Apologize to the not God Hoof beings for assuming. So Plato Kitty said the world's a torus, therefore world equals donut. And therefore everything does have meaning because delicious eating the world, deliciousness. Jer says, I have these kinds of dreams all the time, though also bipolar, so possibly a psychotic break. My dreams are not like this, but my dreams are also kind of weird, but not this kind of weird. Krellin says, I already own Red Faction Armageddon, but I've never installed or played it, so I'm pretty sure I don't want the game this week. So Nightbot is going to give it to me, which is probably true. Nightbot is that way. Atomica says, I hate that I don't think I've had a dream in over a year. Atomica, you might be having dreams, but just not remembering them. And Bar Garwin says, don't eat the rich, eat the world. Ooh, if the world's a delicious donut, I'll totally eat the world. I'm in it. Atomica, do you often have nightmares, or did you often have nightmares? Sundarabot, yeah, totally. Sundarabot. What about my home? What about my friends? What about trees in the fall? What about the leaves? Oh. I think May would say, what about my home? What about my friends? I think that's what May would say. We can't eat the world. Jimmy already did. That's fair. That's fair. Soon they are dying. Soon they are rotting. You are atoms. And your atoms are not caring if you are existing. Your atoms are monstrous existence. Then why am I here, goddammit? Why was I chosen to see all of this? Where is this going? Little creature, you are not chosen. There is no one to choose you. This is going nowhere. We are not meeting again. And the universe is forgetting you. And I am remembering you. But not because I am caring. The beginning is moments ago. The end is moments away. There is no time to forget. Before all is forgotten. Goodbye, little creature. Rissa said that we would have a really creepy dream this time, and we did. That is a true statement. That is a true statement. Yeah, Trees are more important than friends. Yeah, but you know how May is. If the world is gone, there is nothing to rot the world. Oh, May. I don't remember this Welcome to Nightville episode. Yeah, the thing is though that I feel like this person, this being, Plato Cat, has such a long sweep of the universe that sure, atoms will disappear and all that, but I don't think, for May it should be fine. Hey May. Hey May, how you doing? This was inevitable, but I don't know where she's getting all that philosophical crap. Probably some college class. Hey, let's talk to our friends and see how they're doing. First, let's say hi to Sharkle. Hi. Okay. B. Morning, at the Pickaxe if you're in town center today. I don't even know why I'm saying this. You're in town center every day. Anyway, see you later. Sharkle. Hey, dude! At the old Snalcon! Come save me from boredom supreme! Sincerely, Gregory! Away message. Planets are to be pitied, as they cannot know how big and cool they are. Dr. Kathy Conklin, National Astronomy Agency. Oh, he's away. I wonder who that person is. I love Sharkle's voice, too. I love the storyline in COX. It goes Part 1, Part 2, Finale. Part 3, Part 4, Part 5. Part 6, Finale. I like the false promise of the first finale. I do enjoy that. Hey, Sharkle. Hi. 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 Don't ask me why I do this. I really do not know. I cannot tell you why I do this, but I do. I prefer nightmares to dreams, though. Nightmares are these incredible adventures and events and times you face your fears, whether you succeed or not, and then you wake up a survivor and stronger and better. A dream, you get everything handed to you. Flight, lovers, lost family, wealth, everything you could ever want. Then you wake up and it's gone, and you're just you. No, see, Atomica, my dreams are not wish fulfillment places. They're just odd. Like, they're not nightmares because they don't frighten me, but they're not like I get the things I want, and I'm quite often not even in my dreams. Like, sometimes I'm in my dreams, sometimes I'm not. Like, I think, and then when I do have dreams, like, they're just like, I had a dream, I'm remembering I had a dream the other night, probably not last night, maybe the night before, where my sister and I lived together in a house. But it's a house I've never been to. It's not one that I remember. And I don't know why we're living together in a house, but it's sort of like, it's kind of like a dark house with lots of clothes strewn about, but it's like a nice house. Do you know what I mean? It's like kind of like a house maybe you'd see in a movie where it's supposed to be like a regular person's house, but like movie houses are kind of nice, but it's kind of dark. And my sister and I, we each have our own room, and we go about our different days. We come and see each other in the evening, but there's some kind of mystery going on of some sort that I can't quite put my finger on now, like what the mystery was. And there's some kind of mystery about where I'm going when I'm not in the house, or where she's going when she's not in the house, but we're not talking about where we're going or what we're doing, but there's some kind of noir sort of feeling going on. I don't have most of the dream in my mind, but it wasn't a nightmare, but it also wasn't wish fulfillment. It was just weird, because I was like, where is this house? What's going on? I know, here's the thing. My sister and I are the ages we are now, so we weren't younger, so like we are now sort of like adults, and like I didn't know where her husband and kids were, and I don't like, there was just a lot in this dream that I don't know what was going on. Yeah. Rissa, refresh. I'm always in my dreams. I hate the ones where I fall through glass. Oh. The mystery is clearly what to make for dinner. No, it was very dramatic. A lot of my dreams very much are like films, right? Like I get like dramatic camera angles and like interesting lighting. So my dreams are very, very cinematic. And sometimes I'm in them and sometimes I'm not. And sometimes when I'm in them, it's first person. Sometimes it's third person. And I never like, I don't know what they're all about. I haven't had a nightmare since I put up a dream catcher, which is very amazing because my nightmares were rough. Now I just have stress dreams, unsettling dreams, and fun dreams. What to make for dinner is dramatic. It can certainly be dramatic. Oh, Magic Myth Mayhem, if you want to share what your dream was with us, you can if you like. You don't have to if you don't want to. But if you do want to, you can. But that's up to you. Your favorite dreams are text-based? Well, that's interesting. Dreams are for closers. Only closers get dreams. I don't know why I keep going in here, because I feel like there's never going to be anything new in here, but what if one of these days I come in here and there is something new, and if I didn't go in there, I would miss it? Yeah, no, I have very strange dreams. Like, I don't think they're bad at all, they're just really strange. Yeah. What if Plato's Kitty was down here? See? This is what I'm saying. If you never practice, you'll keep sucking at the songs. This is true. I will practice. I will do it. My dreams always crumble seconds after I wake up. I know I dream, but I couldn't tell you anything about them. Yeah, I think that one of the only ways to really remember them is to write them down right away, or be very conscious about remembering them right in that moment before you've lost them, before they crumble away. What if one of these days, says Krellin, you go in there and get eaten by a Gru? That would be typical. Bird, I kind of get you now. All like trapped in shit. I should let you out. May, nah. May, I don't even know what to do with you sometimes. I don't know what to do with you sometimes. I should practice. The only problem is that playing the songs requires me not to look at chat for an extended amount of time if I want to be in any way successful at the song, and I don't want to look away from you for that long. My sleep patterns are so foobar because of my erratic work schedule, which I blame for not remembering a lot of my dreams. Krellin asks, would you accept being eaten by a Gru as the end of May's story? I think if May were to be eaten by a Gru, after the last dream we had with Play-Doh Kitty, I could handle it. I would probably want it to not be a Gru, but to be one of the strange creatures that Play-Doh Kitty told us about, the weird kind of fleas or whatever. But like if, you know, functionally if it were like some kind of like flea Gru thing, because we already got some kind of foreshadowing for it, yeah, I think I'd be fine with it. It'd be weird. I'd be like, oh, all right. But it would have been foreshadowed so it wouldn't seem out of nowhere or cheap or weird, and I'd accept it. Atomica says, I think a weird dream, which is more of what you're saying. Me and my friend Crimson were wandering town and we were looking for a power cord. We went to look in a convenience store. Then David Spade came out and I started freaking out saying, David Spade's in my dream. And he got in his car and said, David Spade is in my dream. And in his mock voice followed by loser and disgust and drove off in the way. Yeah, things like that. Like I'll have weird dreams like that. It's weird. May is going to let the bird out and then eat the bird. You know, MC Frontalot does say you are likely to be eaten by a Gru. What if it was a shrew? Isn't that the end of Where the Water Tastes Like Wine being eaten by a Gru? More or less. May's gonna get fleas. That's the foreshadowing. May get fleas. Magic Myth Mayhem says, mini summary, a mass shooter in my area, but like responding like a natural disaster. So we had to evacuate. Very strange and unsettling. Never had that setting before. Oh, wow. Huh. Yeah, I had a dream not too long ago. My sister's been in my dreams a lot recently, where I was hanging out with my sister and some friends of mine who I don't know in real life, by the way, but they were friends of mine, and we were in Los Angeles. And my sister wanted to go murder someone who was at this nightclub. She's like, hey, because we were wandering around, and she's like, hey, can we stop off in this nightclub in Hollywood because I need to murder someone? And I was like, okay. So we go to this nightclub, but the nightclub actually looks like an opera house maybe, or like an old movie theater. And so I'm standing around in the lobby by the hat check, the coat check, while she's looking for the person she's wanting to murder. To see if she can find them in there, but there's like a lot of people. And I'm just kind of standing around, and then like I get a phone call. There's like a phone call in a coat, in the coat check. So I pull up the phone and I'm like, hello. And it's somebody for me who's apparently like my contact, who has an assignment for me I have to assassinate someone because I'm actually an assassin. My sister is not an assassin. She just wants to kill somebody that she knows personally that like ticked her off. But I actually have an actual assassin's contract. But so we have to I have to meet the dead drop to pick up the things, and so we're getting clues, wandering around Los Angeles. Like there's like a mailbox, and if you go to the mailbox underneath, there's like an envelope with like a message telling you where to go next. And so then like I go to the next place, and there's like a trailer home, and I go inside the trailer home, and in there is like a whole cavalcade of things that as an assassin you would need so you can carry out your assassin mission. But there are things like a cowboy hat, like a Raggedy Ann wig, a luchador mask, like all these things that are supposed to be disguises but are not going to make you look less conspicuous in any kind of a way. But then like I put on like a cow, like, you know those like fake cowboy vests that like kids would have? They're like brown with like a fringe with like a little sheriff's badge, like the little plastic sheriff's badge on it. So like I put on that, and I put on the Raggedy Andy wig, and like a fake, one of those fake horse sticks, right? And then I get like a big gun that I put in. What did I put it in? Like a basket, like a picnic basket. And like my sister and my friends, who I do not know in real life, were like, what are you doing? Because I didn't tell them that I was an assassin. I just told them I needed to go and pick up stuff at this weird trailer. And I was like, oh, nothing. Don't even worry about it. And so like I'm walking around with them through the town, through LA, and I'm looking like a weirdo that's like super standing out, and they're like dressed like regular people. And I don't remember. And I think I asked my sister if she killed the person or not. I can't remember what she said. Anyway, these are the kind of dreams that sometimes I have, and yeah, there you go. Sea Spider says, I never dream with anyone I know. I mean, I know them in my dream, but they are physically not them, if that makes sense. Oh, it totally makes sense, Sea Spider. I have dreams where like somebody's theoretically somebody, but I've never actually met that person. Yeah. Don't worry about that, Atomica. I got it. Trooper, we talked about being an assassin. That's supposed to be classified. And talking about that on a recorded... It was a dream. It was a dream. Did you put on a robe and a wizard hat? I did it. But the things I put on, again, not good for sneaking up on people. Not at all. If there was a game, TTRPG or video called Dead Drop, what would it be? It's a good question. I mean, the obvious would be to go with a spy game, right? Where Dead Drop would be a spy game where you've got to go and get information, give information, and like skulk about. It'd be like a stealth game. I feel like Dead Drop would be a stealth game. If you get any more dream contacts, I'm going to need you to sign an NDA from here on out. It's fair. Drummer Boy, a stealth game about hiding supplies for an assassin. Ooh, that'd be really fun. Honey, you okay? Ugh, mornings are tough right now. Are you pregnant? No. Oh, honey, is that why you came home? No, not at all. Sweetie, you can tell me. I've been there. And despite nature's intentions, God came through and blessed us with you. You were a miracle, baby. That's me, a miracle. After all the miscarriages, we'd given up hope. And then there you were. And here I am now. So, if you're pregnant, I am not pregnant. I was not in a situation where pregnancy happens. Okay. I just want you to know that you can always come to us with this. Okay, noted. Can we talk about anything else? My brain dreamt on an undead spy game. Ooh, that's a good one. One night with Angus and Mom starts asking questions. Oh snap, May's a gift from the Elder Gods. It's true. So, nature didn't want you, May. Plato's kitty was trying to tell you that we're an accident? Maybe. The other possibility for Dead Drop is that a Death Drop is a dance move that drag queens will do, where they'll just like throw themselves on the ground, like from standing to just like whoosh. So it could be like a dance rhythm game. Dead Drop could be like a dance rhythm game. Sure. You know, if you did have a baby, okay, I'm out. Okay, sweetie. I'm sorry, I get excited about grandbabies. It's fine. I'll be back later. Love you. Love you too. I think Dead Drop is just a flash game where you're trying to keep a dead body from hitting the floor. That's a good one. Don't let the dead drop. And Mom knows how to get rid of May. Yep. Oh, it's like a sex-positive rhythm game, but also a fighting game. That would be good. We're going this way to the bridge? Oh. Oh. But Drowning Pool told us to let the... Yeah, we are supposed to let the bodies hit the floor. That's true. Too real! My immersion is ruined. Bridge freezes before the road. Possum Springs. You're not lost. You're here. Yeah. Sometimes I feel like I could just drop off that bridge. No, I think it's actually in Western Pennsylvania. This is my thought because the game makers, the writers of the game were from Western PA. So I think that's what we got. Maybe. I love the idea that let the bodies to the floor and it's raining men are the same event from two completely opposite perspectives. Okay. Atomica, why are you awesome right now? Because that's amazing. And I approve of that idea very much. We need to... Sorry about that. I need to go and talk to my teacher friend. Stargazing. Stargazing. May! Hi, Mr. Chazikov. You look a bit worse for wear today, May. Oh, I'm fine. I made it up here, didn't I? Watch yourself lest you fall. Will do. Here to see some stars? They're both responses to Black Hole Sun. Won't you come and wash the pain away? In Texas, the signs say bridges may ice in cold weather. Outside Texas, the signs say bridges ice before roadways. Huh. And Bar Garwin, this is very interesting to me. Now I need to go and pay attention to signs and think about that. I will full disclosure that was not an original thought from me. I don't care. I'm glad you shared it. Salixon pushes their imaginary nerd glasses. That song is actually just called Bodies. Implying that the roadways never ice in Texas. Well, in Texas, roadways never ice. You know it. Oh, that's so interesting. Come have a look. So now I get to go and do the... that was me looking at the sun, which I should probably not do. We're just gonna see if we can find some stars. It'll be fine. We're gonna just kind of mellow out. By the way, this is my strategy when I play Mass Effect. I just sector by sector. Gotcha. Ooh, which one is this? Find the... I need the Sharkle constellation. Why are your friends dying in the stars? I don't know. Hello, that thing you like. Hello. That thing you like. I feel like there's a song. That thing you do. That thing. There's like a song about this. How are you doing? Adina Astra. You know this one? Yes, I know this one. It's a common story. How Adina journeyed to the frozen lake. How she traversed unknown faraway lands. I was very into Adina stories when I was a kid. So you must know what became of her. Yeah? How she, in her quest, turned her back on the sky and journeyed down into the earth, where her stars were no longer over her head, and how she was never seen again. Yeah. Whatever. Is that not a sad ending? Yeah, I mean, she probably died. No, disappearing isn't the same as dying. Ooh. We'll do the no, disappearing isn't the same as... We're gonna do that one. No, disappearing isn't the same as dying. She probably went somewhere else completely and did all kinds of cool shit. Oh my. Yeah, so whatever. That's some grade A denial, my friend. That's what... Thank you, that thing. That thing. You know, I teach that song in class sometimes. Because you know I teach the music, but I don't think I'm teaching it in class this year. But I was teaching it. I have taught it in class before, and I feel like I should find an excuse to put it back in the syllabus, because I actually do enjoy that music video, and it's actually good because it mixes both the present and the past, and that's quite useful in a lecture. I like it. I know. I am qualified to be POTUS because I look directly in the sun. That is what I do. Multiple people sang it on your arrival. That's good. Does it make you feel special? So special. I gotta have some of your attention. Give it to me. Pretenders? Anybody? Ooh, Rissa! Wasn't that thing you do a song by the made-up band, The Wonders? Made-up band. So, Rissa, thank you for that donation. It is... Oh, also, Rissa, thank you for donating on Scum and Villainy last night. It was everybody who was there at Scum and Villainy last night to see me play Dev. Much appreciated. But it's time, everybody. It's time for two things. One, it's time for our giveaway. So just say things in chat and then over the next 5 minutes, and then you can be eligible to win Red Faction Guerrilla Remastered Edition. And I know that Nightbot's going to give it to Krillin because Nightbot is obsessed with Krillin in a kind of a creepy Sundere way, but, you know. But in the meantime, yes, the pork loin code. Yes, the pork loin code. I know, we need more consequences. I've been listening to a lot of less serious music like Tenacious D, The Lonely Island, and the stuff like that. Ooh. There's some good comedic music. This is true. Sal says, Trooper, would you like to join my American political party I'm making up? We're called the Dionysian Party, and our slogan is, we're literally named after the Greek god of tits and wine. What do you think our position is? Oh, I Feel Fantastic by Jonathan Colton. That's a good one. Oh man, you MFers leave me all dry on that joke. I was there for you. All right. Airway and hey, the anime. Airway and hey, the anime. Wait, can you hear it now? Because I've been singing it for a while. Like, are you hearing what I'm saying? Like, are you able to translate what I'm singing from Pig Latin into English now? Because I am. I mean, I'm still hearing it. Do you know what I mean? Is there things like, yes, right? And I mean, I Feel Fantastic is about how we rely on drugs like a steak taste better pill. Yeah, so yes, Earwigs in Hey, the anime. Hey, Barator, welcome back. Also, barbecued chicken sandwiches are delicious. I'm singing We're in the Money in Pig Latin. I was just wondering whether you could all hear it. Because, for example, that first line, I totally am translating that in my head just like it's there. So, Earway and Hey, the anime. Earway and Hey, the anime. Iwe at gale out way of way up way at way te ute at gale young way oh. Airway and hey the anime. The ice skates are on say. Old man the 80 Russian ray yare throw you a stay on way young ray oh. Iwe every eat red lay lay of wed brains lay ute day. And when we see the end the old lay at the eye get in the IA. We're in the money. We're in the money. We've got a lot of what it takes to get along. So good. That's all. Tamika says, I have been a bit. I get a little more from time to time, slowed down and lost a bit from the convention break. Yeah, like once, like, because I sing it a little bit faster than it's actually sung. If I slow it down, I feel like it's a little bit more comprehensible. Also, I've totally forgotten how to translate it. I will tell you. The worst part is that Earwigs in the Hay, the anime, isn't even the weird thing I've heard about from Japan today. The weirdest thing. Your brain, is it your brain that's not typing right, or is it the computer? Sometimes you're typing right, but the computer refuses to type what you're doing. Barentor says, at this point, I don't remember the original words and only the Pig Latin version. Earwigs in Hey, the anime is totally a bunch of insect farmer husbando and waifu slice of life anime, which is true. So that thing, for Pig Latin, you take the consonant at the front of the word, put it at the end of the word, and add a. So brain becomes ainbray. And if the word begins with a vowel, traditionally you would just add way to the end. So apple way. But what we learned through detective work is that Ginger Rogers does this really complicated thing where she'll actually take the first letter of the word that follows the word with the vowel and use that letter for the thing. So she says, so old man depression, you would say, if you do traditional, you'd say old way and may. That's what you'd say. You'd say old way and may. But she says old may and may because she takes the M from man and she adds it there. So it's old may and may and pray ooh are ooh through us stay on way on rail, right? So that's super interesting about her. She's like a little bit more complicated. So you just have to like reverse it, flip it and reverse it. That's what. A problem exists between chair and keyboard. Best explanation, phrasing for user error. Oh, it's definitely my brain. I frequently drop articles when writing and typing for some reason. Yeah, right? So you said I see, but if you were going to do traditional Pig Latin, you'd say I way ise. If you're going to do Ginger Rogers Piglet, and you'd probably say, I say, Issei. What kind of articles, say, in like newspaper clippings or like encyclopedia articles? Pepcac? I think I got one. Let us see. Ooh. Cole, the mountaineer. Cole. Knew a guy named Cole once. That's close. It is. So what's up with this guy? Call, probably. Call was from a flat land. This Midwest? Whatever the Midwest of wherever he was from was. Every place has a Midwest. This is true. He dreamed of mountains and devoted his life to climbing them. Because his hometown was flat? Isn't this a common instinct? To seek that which is unlike where one grows up? We'll say, yeah. I mean, people go to the city a lot. Like they move there because it's got stuff. And there's more people like them, maybe. Sucks though. Not everyone can just up and leave. When I left my country, I felt this same thing, but I have not regretted it. You like Possum Springs? It is beautiful in many ways, perhaps invisible, to those who have seen it every day of their lives. So, what happened to Call? He returned home and complained that the sky felt heavy. He had been up into the clouds, and now they rested hard upon him. That's a really specific complaint. When one leaves a place, one brings something back when one returns. One. Oof, that's all for the day. That was nice. My brother reviews manga light novels as a hobby. He posts a review of I've spent the past 300 days killing slimes and reached max level today. Ooh. I'll definitely need to train my brain to be able to translate quickly. It's a lot of practice. Let's see. But the city has city dwellers in it and traffic. Reminds me of Rocky Mountain High. I'm pretty sweet. The stars, I mean. I am in agreement. Let's see. Oh, we got new, right? Got new stuff in there. I don't know if we can probably jump down. I think we probably don't need. Oh, there's a person there, right? Nobody to talk to me. I hope the review is awesome. Interesting. Oh, that's not where I wanted to go. I didn't want to go there. I want to finish walking this way. I need more. Hey, John Denver's pretty awesome. He, he did some good music. Bad weather coming soon. I feel it in my bones. We'll talk to Selmers. How are our rat children? So here's the thing about our rat children. They have multiplied, and there's like an army of rat babies in that abandoned building, and I'm a little concerned. May is not concerned, but I am concerned. That is a thing that I'm concerned about. Hey May, you all right? Yeah, I guess. Why? Oh, we could signal the kidnapper. You look like you went through the dryer on the wrong setting. Yeah. Long week is all. You want to hear a poem? Cheer you up? Sure, of course. Like, there's nothing wrong with an army of rat babies. Give them to the mom as grandbabies. Yeah, Mom will love that. Hey, Mom! Would you like your grandbabies? And in walks a rat king full of like 30 rats. Yeah. I mean, May is a cat. We could say we've got a big rat buffet now, maybe? I don't know how food works with them as anthropomorphic animals. It's unclear to me. Life goes on. It feels so long. But I report, life is too short. Here's another happier one. Life is great, but life is hard. Let's grill hot dogs in the backyard. Thank you, Selmers. They cheer you up? They did. Yay. Chazakov's up there again. He ever, like, drop that telescope? Oh no, he cries his eyes out. He loves that thing more than his kid. Wait, he has a kid? Yeah, name's Colin. Visits every once in a while. He is hot as hell. You talk to him? Nah, he works at some university research place. He's not interested in this. Selmers. I like the hot dog one too. I thought it was nice. I mean, shitty poet, but let's go with hot dogs in the background is a good reaction to life is hard. I agree. They do karaoke at Miller's, but only like twice a week. Should be every night. Huh. All right. We're gonna go into town. We have to figure out if we're gonna hang out with Greg or with B right now, I think. We're also gonna go up to church. We're gonna see everything that there is to see. We're just gonna visit all the places, see all the things. Go to the church last. Because, come on, like, we're here together, hanging out. Oh, I totally forgot. We're gonna do the giveaway right now. I was so distracted by the poetry that I forgot we're doing a giveaway right now. This is what we're gonna do. I feel like donuts would be a better reaction to Life is Hard. Oh, yeah. But we're not going to talk to him right now. We're gonna find out who the winner is for our game. And the question is it gonna be Krellin? Hey, Nightbot. Sundarabad, who's our winner? See, Spider! Hey, do you think that Nightbot was trying to mix it up and keep us off our guard? See, Spider, congratulations. You have gotten Red Faction Gorilla Remastered, which is a big open world game. And I think I might have played a little bit on the old Xbox back in the day, and I think I enjoyed it. And I need... hello, chat room. Get this... See, Spider, that's a weird way to say Krellin. I need to whisper. No, that's not what I want. Red Faction Gorilla is cool. Everything is destructible. Before he was in a committed relationship with chat. That's true. Come on, chat. Load. Chat. See, Spider. I do love that rigged emote is so good. We do not have a donut emoticon. I just asked tonight for a donut emoticon. Steve Spider, will you just say something in chat for me so I can give you... There we go. It's the center part where yeah, Nightbot is trying to get Krellin jealous right now. This is true. I think that's probably exactly what's happening. Whisper? Hey. I'm sending you a thing. See, Spider. I'm sending it to you right now. Hey, Krellin, are you jealous? Has Nightbot successfully made you jealous? This is my question. Because I just want to know. Because it's possible. Also, you should have Eat Donuts as a fundraiser incentive next fundraiser. Sort of a play on the word donate donut. Oh, that would be good. That would be good. No, I didn't put it in chat. Not this time. Not this time. Oh, Jarritos is super good, everybody. That's delicious. Let's talk to this old guy. Hey, can you do me a favor? Sure. I see you, Ambar Garwin. Yep. You did ask that question, Atomica. I'm glad I'm glad, Krellin, that Nightbot did not harass you today. So in case you want to know what my time is for Night in the Woods, it's 35 hours right now, in case you want to know. And also, Krellin, I'm sorry you're having, I'm sorry you're in a rotten mood, but I'm glad that Nightbot's leaving you alone. Barentor says, wife told me KFC is testing 3 locations in Virginia and Maryland, a fried chicken sandwich with donuts as the bread. I love donuts and I do not want that. Don't need it. That thing says, I forgot, did you hear about the stuff surrounding the guy that made the soundtrack for this game? It wasn't the guy that made the soundtrack, it was one of the co-coders, and I did hear all about it. The guy. And he didn't do the soundtrack. He was one of the coders and developers. And yeah, I did. Yeah. Can you tell Pastor Kate something for me? Sure. But don't tell her this till tomorrow. Ooh, yeah. Oh, he did the soundtrack too. Oh, I thought he just did the coding. Yeah. Right, I like donuts too. Sounds nasty. The soundtrack guy was another yikes guy. Yeah, because there was another guy that was in that story that was the soundtrack guy. I thought those were 2 different guys. Can you do that? Sure. Tell her I said thank you. And I'm sorry I caused her trouble. But I'm not worth throwing away her job. She's the pastor after all. Folks need her. Ooh. Yeah. Are you leaving? Yep. Gonna hop a train tonight. Headed east. Where will you go? I'm going home. Wow. Really? Never gonna touch a bottle again. Never gonna lift a hand to no man again. Sit on my daughter's front porch. Watch my grandbabies play in the yard. They'll all be there. Gonna get off that train. My kids are gonna be there. They'll have a sign they made. Nothing fancy, poster board and markers. Welcome home, Dad. And I'll be home. That sounds great, Bruce. Yep. Thanks for talking to me. It was nice to get to know you. You too, Bruce. Gonna miss you. We'll all meet again. Come on to my house, come on. Come on to my house, I'm gonna give you candy. Come on to my house, I'm gonna give you everything. Crit Twitch, you scared of me. You scared me for that one moment. I was like, oh, we're in this space. And I was like, oh, I was scared it. No, there was Alec Holoka, and then there was, Oh, really? This is gaming, sort of gaming? Well, you have to make changes in the work project? I'm so sorry, I'm Bar Garwin. That's terrible. I don't like it. Oof. Also, yeah, Alec was the coder. And yeah, it is a nice story. It just doesn't sound like one of those stories that's gonna be real. I feel like that's wishful thinking. I hope so. Hope's important. It's the last thing you got. You take care of yourself. You too, May. I'll be fine, you know. I'm an old hand at this. Maybe older than I should have ever got to. But I'll be fine. See you around, Bruce. Goodbye, May. Yeah, May, you are dumb. Dude is not gonna be okay. He's leaving in a way that's not gonna be good. It's gonna be bad. Everybody, it's bad. Huh. It was both. Huh. And Bar Garwin, I've got to do fellowship stuff tonight while I'm hosting Critical Role. So It's true. It's true. In a 3-person team, people do lots of multitasking. Lots of multitasking. But there was something about the guy who did the music for Skyrim. That was also a thing. There was like, oh, that might have been somebody different. I think it was somebody different who was talking about the Skyrim guy. I was conflating. So many people have been yikes. Hey, hun. Are you still having headaches? Yeah, but being out and about helps. Fresh air. Thanks for visiting me here, hun. It brightens my day. Feels weird being here today. Like, there's so much empty space. Come on Sunday, it's full then. Yeah, that thing, it was a different person who was talking about being sort of abused by the Skyrim composer. That crowd noise is in my dorm, Rissa. It's in my dorm. I bet it is. Sorry you have to work because we have money problems. May, I've always had a job. This is just another one. Gotta get back to work, sweetie. See ya, mommers. See ya, daughters. I think we should talk to the pastor and tell the pastor what Bruce said now, not tomorrow. Uh-oh. Yeah, gotta get back to work. Because there will be children here. And this is a historic church. That's half empty. That's your job to fix, not ours. The population drain in this region, you have to know this place will never be full again. We have the space and we have people who need space. We have resources and we have poverty. And not in some far off place or some big city. Right here, right across the street. Katie, it's our #1 job right now to bring business into town. Businesses mean jobs and jobs mean people. We have to do what we can to get the attention of the market, and having a half-dead church stacked full of bums. Ooh. Wow. Thanks for your time. We'll see you for the vote tomorrow night. Thank you, Kate. You have a good heart, Kate. Thank you all for coming. Well, this is bad. This is bad. Youth by Daughter starts playing, which is a dope song. Troopa, I'm gonna struggle till 9 if I can, but I am nodding. Hey, that is fair, Atomica, but 28 minutes. I see. Who needs people? Who needs the market? Yeah, this is gonna be... This is not... Yeah, small towns. Stressful day. Some days you need grace more than others. Was this all about Bruce? It was. Is. Whatever. It's out of our hands now. But there are better hands than mine. Anyway, how are you, May? We should start a Possum Springs riot. Possum Springs riot! Riot! Throw back a bottle of beer. Possum Springs riot! Riot! Run a comb through your coal black hair. Sounds serious. I guess. So, like, things have been rough lately. I can see that. What seems to be the trouble? I think I met God. What? It was a dream. We're gonna say I don't think it was the Cherry Donut Daddy. Yeah, that's what it is. I like this man, Jesus Christ. He's so unlike his Christians. Gandhi, who could also be a prick. Oh, Atomica, I like it. I don't think it was a dream. Oh, wow. I met Play-Doh Kitty. That happens, right? Or like, happened? Sure. Can you tell me about it? It was in this desert. It was like the shore. It's in this desert. It was like the shore. Gang, what was that dream like? Was it like the desert or was it like the shore? It didn't seem like either one of those things. It seemed sort of like the mountains. But we'll go with the shore? Is the construction still going on next to May's house? No, it's done now. So you can sort of wander over to that side and see a bridge. It was hilly, right? It was hilly. So maybe desert then? Maybe deserts are more hilly? It was like Batman, the Night. Yeah, let's go. not shore because not flat. It was Knight's Plutonian shore. I was in this desert, as far as I could see, where like all that was left of the world was bits of wood and sand. I was wandering through it, but I was like drawn to something, and I came up over this, what do you call a hill made of sand? A dune. Yeah, a dune. And there was God just sitting there up on another hill or dune, whatever, just hanging out. Yeah. Seemed like they were really into just hanging out. Did they say anything? Yeah, shores can be duney. Yeah. They like didn't care. They were kind of a jerk. We're gonna say they like didn't care. They didn't care if you were there? No, I mean, they didn't care. In general. They went on and on about how annoyed they were that people kept coming to them with questions, and annoyed that anyone thought they were God to begin with. Well, I don't think that was God then. Why? If something tells you it isn't God, you should probably believe it. No, what I mean is that the thing we call God isn't God. It's just a thing. And it doesn't care. They kept talking about how nothing matters, this giant hole. This description makes it seem like it's just a Dark Souls level. This giant hole in the center of everything, growing. That sounds very lonely. Have you been feeling lonely lately? Has May been feeling lonely lately? I don't know the answer to this question. All right, here's my thought process on the answer on this question. I think that May was feeling lonely at college, has come back home, and was expecting everything to be the way that it was before, and then it wasn't, which I think also made May feel lonely. And I think that like Greg wanting to leave is a thing that made May feel lonely. But I think that May has been building up a better relationship with B, which makes her feel less lonely. Right? So, and see, Ambar Garwin is saying May is feeling lonely, but I'm not sure if she realizes it. Yeah, so it's a little bit tricky because I'm not quite certain how she answers this time. She's been spending as much time with friends and meeting new people, so possibly still, yes. It's a hard question. It's a hard question to answer because this is orange. I got the orange vitamin water today. I also like the acai, sort of the triple X acai pomegranate, whatever one. I like that one quite a lot as well. I like to stay hydrated. And I forgot to fill my water bottle, so I cannot drink water during stream. It's all right. So you can still feel lonely even if you meet up with friends and new people. This is totally true. Ooh, strawberry kiwi was your go-to? I don't think I've had strawberry kiwi, and I think I want to. Yeah, acai. I heard someone else pronounce it that way, so I was like, oh, that's how you pronounce it. So here's the question. I agree with you all that May is probably actually feeling lonely, but then the question becomes, the two follow-up questions are, A, does she realize she's feeling lonely? And 2, would she admit it to the pastor? Acai. 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 Definitely think I felt completely empty in a crowded house. Oh, people can be lonely in crowds all the time. All the time. It just felt like she was making a good connection with B, so it felt like she was actually feeling connected there. Yeah. Oh, it's super easy to be alone, feeling lonely with people, and like I feel like it's worse feeling lonely with people than feeling lonely without people. Yeah, see, I agree with you that if she does, I think that if she did realize it, that she would share. I think that in this moment, if she realized that she were lonely, she would share. If she didn't realize that she were lonely, she wouldn't share. But I do think that she would share in this moment. I doubt that she'd be that frank with the pastor, especially not going on Sunday. Yeah, but she's feeling somehow, she seems really open at the moment. So here's what I think. This is what I think. Colonel RPG says, yeah, absolutely. Feeling lonely with people happens to me every time I realize all my friends suck. Yeah, that's the worst, right? So this is what I'm thinking. Here's my thoughts. Tell me what you think. A lot of God questions feels like loneliness, right? Existential crisis, monstrous existence. I think that May didn't realize that she was lonely at all until the pastor asked this question. And then by asking the question, May had to think about it, because I don't think May is particularly introspective. And in this moment, she has realized that she is lonely. And in this moment, she will say yes. I had this problem when I was in high school, and I did something really bad. You probably heard about it. Your mom has mentioned it. Yeah, I figured. Well, since then, there's this deep down loneliness. Been there for years. Since, well, just been a long time. I've been there. I mean, I'm there all the time. I think that's where, if we open ourselves up, God can enter our lives most effectively. I guess... See, this is the question. Even with the rat babies, and for some reason the pastor just stood there for 50 minutes while May debated with herself. You know, the pastor is super patient, right? I think May stabbed someone, but didn't kill them. I got the sense that May stabbed someone. It's a little vague, but I got the sense that there was some sort of act of violence that May got involved in that had something to do with softball, perhaps. I don't know if she stabbed someone, hit somebody with a baseball bat, but something that probably did something, had something to do with violence, is what I think, you know. Yeah, there was some kind of bloodshed, but we don't know what it was. But it was something that was bad, that was really bad. I have not read a separate piece. I should read it, but I have no time for reading for fun. Maybe in the summer. I don't think I believe in God anymore. If you want the truth, I think everyone doesn't believe in God for at least a few minutes a day. Faith is a process. You have to keep getting up and choosing to go on. But do you really think there's a God? Like, literally someone up there listening? Is that something you completely believe? I don't know. Oh. On my best days, I think I do. But there are times when I don't. But you stand up there every Sunday and tell people you do. And even you're not sure. It's your job to believe. Well, I think it's more my job to serve others. But you're lying to people. How? You stand up there and tell people to believe in something you don't 100% believe in yourself. Maybe you're right, May, and maybe I should get up there every week and give some sort of tally of how much I believed that week, but who would that help? But you're a pastor. And you can't tell me whether or not God is up there. Whether anyone is watching, anyone who gives a shit. No, but then what is the point of you? I have to go. Okay. Yeah, it does sound like depression. It does. And I think, like, there's a lot going on. Yeah, the pastor is being honest, and actually I do love that. I have been thinking a lot about May, and I think depression is involved in May's life. Maybe other things. There could be other things also being involved in May's life, but I think depression is certainly one of them. This is the most honest and least confrontational and self-entitled pastor I've ever seen, which is nice. Let me go up here. May has a big issue with expectations, and yes, we're getting these musicians right now. This is true. May has got a lot of interesting, like, self-imposed pressures. I don't know. I want to know more about May. Still up here? I mean, I left and went to work and so forth since we met. Is that a fiddle? It's a violin. That's like the same thing, right? It's a violin, I assure you. Is it a violin or is it a fiddle? And they are basically the same thing. Fun fact, characters like the pastor are based on people, the devs, Beth and the other one, not Alec, met in their hometown. Oh, that's cool. It's refreshing to see this take on a religious figure. Agreed. Fiddler on the Roof reference? Hopefully. I had a minister that was similar, but I'm surprised to see this kind of religious leader in mainstream culture. A literal fiddler on the literal roof. The part of why I turned away from the church is how every single priest I talked to just always spoke from a position of superiority. That, and I read the Bible. I like there to be diversity in what we're seeing. Like, I think diversity means that you get diversity in all sorts of different kinds of representations, including what religious figures are like. Hey kid, what you up to? Hey adult, nothing. Sounds good. Was gonna go down to the tracks. Did you want to come? Sounds good, actually. It's Tevia! Oh, good. Let's go. Totally, let's. We're going to the tracks. I don't know what we're gonna find there. My friend Casey used to come out here and smoke. Push the kid off for being so disrespectful. I had a pretty good priest growing up, but I fell away from the church when I grew older. Had too much bad stuff happening in the church, and it was a specific sermon that broke the proverbial camel's back. Lori is cool. I do like Lori. The Pastor Lori, I like her. Gotta step away. Try not to jump off the wrong things or I'm gone. Rissa, but that's what I do. I used to smoke when I was younger. I'm allergic. May is still a little bit self-centered, self-absorbed. I'm allergic. But my friend B does it around me anyway. How long did you do it for? Kid is going to get hit by a train. Oh, Lori's mouse girl. Oh, thank you, that thing. What's the name of the pastor? Beth. Beth, right? Okay, it was once. I was younger, though. I was 12. Good age to quit. I could vape. You could vape. I'm not gonna vape. Probably a good idea. So do you remember the last thing we squished on the tracks last time? Yeah? What are we doing? Gonna make it flatter? Kinda, but no, you'll see. I'm gonna pick a new thing to squish him with. All right then. Pastor is just called Pastor K. Ooh. I think her name is Kate, maybe? Drummer Boy says. I left the church because it seemed more like a haven for bigots more than a space for reflection or humble service. Nothing made that more clear than going to a Christian college. Ooh, went to a Christian college. We're going to squish each other on the tracks with trains. So what do we... Oh, here we go. Hanging out. You know what we don't have around here? A taco place? Serial killers. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'd vote for us getting a taco place first, but yeah, we never got around to getting our own serial killer. You ever think about murdering someone? Like, okay, so a few longest nights ago, I went to Bright Harbor with my aunt and cousin, and we went on the subway, and like, there's no railing down there above the tracks, and I had this sudden urge to like shove someone off it. It was weird, and I felt guilty about it for a long time, but like, I didn't actually do it, so, I mean, is that normal? I think it's pretty normal. I guess you actually did try to kill someone. People, people. See? Jesus got mad once. People were gambling and selling goods in his church. Jesus flipped tables and belted ass and said that this is no place in his Father's house. Bake sale on Tuesday, bingo on Thursday. Wait a minute. Definitely not in Washington. A taco place is better than serial killers. What about a taco place run by serial killers? I'm just asking. They don't have good Mexican food in fiction either. Drummer Boy, this sounds bad, but that makes me interested to see how my friend deals with being in a Christian college now that you say that. That was different. We'll say no, I didn't. She's gonna say no, I didn't. Or she'll say that was different. Oh. What about a killer place to get taco cereal? Ooh. I don't know what taco cereal is, but I want it. That sounds exciting. I at least want to try it. Topic, they weren't gambling, they were exchanging currency, and the implications of the story are pretty troubling, actually. Vitamin water. Denial sounds more, yeah, denial does sound more like May. No, I didn't. A lot of people think so. Yeah, well, a lot of people are really stupid. And I wasn't trying to kill him. It was just a thing that happened. I think it's your ex-boyfriend. So, yeah. It wasn't like my first step on the way to serial killerdom. Sorry. Trooper, you need to read a separate piece. It's a coming-of-age story that I think you would really like. The story was used a lot historically to persecute minorities and non-Christians. Jesus was Jewish, though. He was mad about money changers in a synagogue, not in a church. Krellin, people don't want to hear that story, though. Even though it's true, it's cool. I'm very much an observer, so I like to see how things affect people, especially when given a point of reference like what you just provided, Drummer Boy. I'm wondering if my friend really pushed away from or become closer with religion. I suppose that's also quite personal, right? Who knows why people think the things they think? You know? Why someone decides, oh, Colonel RPG, blessed be to you, my friend. Sleep well. Drummer Boy says, for me, it was the stark contrast between really digging into the primary text of the faith and seeing people's actions. I'm still into the morals and values of Christianity, but I don't subscribe to the supernatural elements any longer. I mean, you know, it's interesting. Like, why do people find Christianity who are not born into it and raised that way since childhood? Why do people find Judaism or Islam or Sikhism or Jainism or modern paganism or Isatru or white supremacist churches or ancestor worship or all the many different various options of religiosity? Why do some people find that if they weren't raised with it from the time they were children? Why are some people raised with it since they're children but then leave it? Why do some people why do people believe what they believe? I don't know. I cannot say. Yeah, some people don't know why they think the things they think. This is true, Sea Spider Mix. And a lot of it depends on who you accept as authoritative and truthful. Taoism, right? There are like lots of different options. By the way, if there are any religious people here, I'm just speaking of my own personal experience, not picking on anyone who has faith. The answer, Trooper, is almost universally because of the community they found around that faith. And I think that's probably true. Krellin. Like, I knew someone who was not religious, but turned 30 and wanted to get married, and they weren't a kind of person that would go to nightclubs. And so since they wanted to get married and they didn't like going to nightclubs, they went to church. And they weren't particularly religious originally, but they lived in Los Angeles and they didn't know how to find people to date. So they started going to church. They found someone and got married, like within a couple months. And, then they just kept going to that church. So everybody, people have got all their own reasons for doing what they do. And a lot of it has to do with community. That thing says, like, I'm very much an atheist, but I do take an interest in Christianity when I talk to her to better understand her. I'm not much closer in figuring out why she believes it, though. But hey-ho, it does genuinely interest me. You know, I try to personally just sort of leave myself out of it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like what people believe, as long as it doesn't affect me, is not really any of my business. Banding together is humanity's superpower, and this is also true. There's a really good book about that, Krellin. Or interesting, it's called Keeping Together in Time, and it's about, so the thesis is basically that synchronized movement is what helped us become a civilization, right? Sort of thinking about coordinated movements as hunter-gatherers when hunting, and then drill, and then dance and ritual, and it's all about sort of keeping together in time. It was very interesting. Same Atomica. If people believe I'm not going to be mad, then people believe it. Magic McMahon. I have thoughts on this topic, but I'm doing dishes, so disco topic. Javai says, to be fair, Christianity is pretty broad. Depending on your specific church, it can vary quite a lot, especially if you include the more fringe variants. Oh yeah. I mean, Christianity technically includes Catholicism, although some Protestants don't think so. But you've got Catholicism, you've got, you know, Pentecostals, you've got Shakers, you've got all sorts of, you know, different groups, many of which were invented in the United States. All sorts of different things, right? Mbara Garwin says, I usually just accept that forced religion isn't belief, and people already know what they believe or are actively searching, so Orthodox, yeah, like there's just so many different belief systems, and so many of them believe that they're the only one. And so I don't like to get involved in the debate myself. It's like, people, you know, as long as you're not hurting people, you do you. Protestant is this huge group that includes all non-Catholic and non-Orthodox Christians. Oh yeah. Discord topic, yes, Magic. That's the real reason there's racism, Trooper. Why people keep in time different than other cultures. I see you over there, Jer. That thing says, and I do agree with a lot of teachings in religion, but I don't agree with a lot of the people that practice it, because sometimes practice can be toxic compared to what is preached. I mean, we're talking about organizations, right? I mean, there's a difference between, organized structures of power are different than generic belief systems. I was excited for a disco topic. Okay, so Mbara Garwin and also Magic Myth Mayhem, I do have a reference for disco topic. It's a thing I do in class all the time, and so I just sort of, in my mind, took Magic Myth Mayhem's comment to be this thing I do in class often. And what I do in class is when there's a really interesting topic, so like a student brings up something that's really fascinating, interesting, and I want us to either talk about it now but with a bit of highlight or think about it later, what I say is, don't ask me why I say this, but I do. I say, okay, everybody, I want you to imagine that one comment. I don't have a literal disco ball, but what I say, hey, that comment that you made, I want us to imagine that this comment is a disco ball. And then I spin it like this, and I say, and I'm going to put it up in the ceiling, and we're going to come back to it. So like when people see these really interesting things that I want to come back to, I have everybody imagine that comment as a disco ball that I put up on the ceiling, and then we continue on with the lecture about something. And then when it's time to sort of come back to it, we bring the disco ball off the ceiling, and then we come back to that topic. And I really should have a disco ball in my classroom. That is really true. That is true. Levi says, I was forced to go to church from the time I was a child until I graduated high school. I started having serious doubts when I was about 7. I've only been in churches for weddings and funerals since then. I did not grow up religious at all. And I've only been to church for a service once. When I was in the Army and basic training, everybody went to this Protestant church service on a Sunday so they didn't have to do work. Because like it's basic training, so they make you work all the time. And if you went to church on Sunday, then you didn't have to work, and they would give you cookies and Kool-Aid. Whereas basic training was not a place where you got anything nice. And so I was like, well, everybody's going, I'll go. And I went to the service once and was like, I do not like this. And then so I came back, and the next Sunday, I was like, I'm not going to church with everybody else. So then the drill sergeants were like, well, if you're not going to church, you got to go and do work. And so I ended up, myself and a friend of mine who was Jewish, we ended up cleaning the entire barracks because we were made to do work because we weren't in church. Whereas the rest of the whole platoon didn't do any work and we did it all, which we thought was unfair. So we brought up that it was actually kind of not fair that we had to do all of this work because we weren't going to church, and we weren't going to church even though they were going to give us free cookies and Kool-Aid. And they said then we didn't have to do work because they agreed that it was unfair. And so then my friend and I spent like a good 3 to 4 hours on a Sunday just sitting in the breezeway, sort of calling cadences, talking about life, thinking about things, and just sort of like having some moments of quiet and thoughtfulness outside of preaching. And it was really nice, and it was very nice. Rissa says, my brother and I were allowed to go to church with friends of all different religions, but our own family was more non-denominational Christmas observances. Oh, that's cool. Levi says, it didn't help that the church we went to was full of the worst backstabbers, gossipers, and folks who were skilled at being nasty with a smile on their face. Carolyn says, all right, I have to feed the cats. Don't forget CR tonight. You probably have to do things. All right, so I'm going to host CR tonight at 10. And between then and now, I'm going to do stuff. Cats. I'm going to finish my donut, but we're going to finish the scene before we leave. You know what I like? Tacos. Pictures of the meteor that killed the dinosaurs, where the dinosaurs are watching it in the sky. Oh, yeah. My donut's already cold. That's like every single picture of that meteor. Weird. Wonder if they knew. Ooh, trades. Trooper 9, sleep calls. Finish scene. I'm just gonna finish this scene. Finishing the scene and then we're going. The chillest religion shaded talk in Twitch history though. Right? Like, I just want to have like if we're gonna talk religion, if we're gonna talk sex, religion, and politics, I want it to be chill. You know what I mean? That's what I want. Like, let's be philosophical about it and be thoughtful about it. That's all I want. Like, people, like, do your thing. Okay. Let's see what we've got. What do we have? Yay! Oh, God, your little dudes are... It, like, hurts my soul. It speaks. The art speaks, May. It calls my name. That was cool. Yeah, it was. I gotta get going. Things are, like, hectic right now. Oh? What's up? Geez. Just, like, be careful, okay? How so? Like, go home at dark. There's some bad stuff going on. Like what? Oh God, I don't even know where to start. Just like, be careful. All right. Thanks for the warning. About whatever you're warning me about. Don't mention it. I know, we should have just told Lori about the dream. That's all. Lies, combo coming 30 minutes of time before gameplay. No sleep. I think it would be relevant to our meteor thoughts. Laters! Okay. Oh, we can hold to save and quit, my friend. We're gonna do it. We're holding to save and quit right here. So, gang, I really feel like we should tell her about the dream, but, you know, May sometimes can be withholding. It's fine. We can do it. Rose the Riveter says we can do it, and we can. I want you all to know thank you, Atomica. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I want to say all of you are wonderful. You are awesome. I will be streaming on Saturday at noon. Aneo, we're playing Pathfinder, right? On Sunday? Thanks everyone for being here. I am going to be hosting Critical Role in 1 hour. So you can come back and be here for the hour and watch Critical Role on a channel that is full of nice people that are not going to be rude to you. And you can see me if you like at noon on Saturday for Horizon Zero Dawn, and then Wednesday over at Little Red Dot's channel for Scum and Villainy. And that's what we got going on. And thank you so much for being here. You all are wonderful. Thanks for all the subs. Thanks for all of the bits and the follows and the awesomeness and the singing And we're playing Pathfinder Adventures, Skulls and Shackles. And I'll see you all later. I'll see you maybe in an hour. If not, I'll... Oh, so sorry. I forgot. We have a thing. So I'm supposed to say this. Oh, that's not even where... Where's my cursor? Wait, cursor. So I have a Discord. If you're not on the Discord, come join us. We're very friendly. We do not bite. And if we do, it's consensual. You can find me at Twitter at Academic Foxhole. There's a YouTube where I have the archive of all the shows. And once I buy a new camera, then I'll start making videos, I think. And also I have a Patreon if you would like to support my GMing shows habit. I'm trying to do some one-shots every other month or so. And then sort of building up to a weekly game is what I'm hoping. So, thank you. I love this shirt. I haven't worn it in a while, and I was like, oh, I'm going to wear my Rosie the Riveter shirt on stream because Rosie is awesome. And it is time. It is time, everybody. So take care and be good to each other, and I will catch you on the flip side. And you all are awesome. Bye, everybody.